The president calls it more proof of the Russian president's brutality and a reminder of what's at stake in Ukraine, appealing again for the House to pass an aid package. Prison officials reportedly claim Navalny collapsed after a walk, losing consciousness, and that medical workers at the penal colony where he was being held were not able to resuscitate him.
His wife, Yulia, who was at the Munich security conference, spoke out just hours after hearing of the death of her husband.
If it's true, I want Putin and his cronies, his friends, his government to know that they will be held accountable for what they've done to the country, my family, and my husband. That day will come very soon.
Reaction is already pouring in from political leaders around the world. French Foreign Minister Stéphane Séjourné today responded saying, quote, his death in a prison colony reminds us of the reality of Russian President Vladimir Putin's regime.
Fox's Alex Hogan. President Biden also just telling reporters there's no nuclear threat to America from what Russia is doing. This a day after key lawmakers were briefed on intelligence about a new space-based weapon being developed to target satellites. A Kremlin spokesman calling that malicious fabrication. An effort to settle decades of sex abuse claims against the Boy Scouts of America has just stopped temporarily at the U.S. Supreme Court. Justice Samuel Alito putting the more than $2 billion settlement on hold as a group of 144 people claiming abuse appeals. America's listening to Fox News.
Angie's List is now Angie, and we've heard a lot of theories about why.
I thought it was an eco move. Fewer words, less paper.
No, it was so you could say it faster.
No, it's to be more iconic.
Must be a tech thing.
But those aren't quite right. It's because now you can compare upfront prices, book a service instantly, and even get your project handled from start to finish.
Sounds easy.
It is, and it makes us so much more than just a list. Get started at Angie.com. That's ANGI, or download the app today.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare information guide absolutely free. Call 800-919-3200. That's 800-919-3200. 800-919-3200.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation. Weather.
Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
We have a pretty good batch of moderate snow kicking through the St. Louis area from now until about 1:30. The accumulation should be right around that 2-inch mark. We've hit the high for the day. We're going to be hanging around 30, 31, 32 degrees the rest of the afternoon. Flurries end this evening, cloudy and cold, 22. It's a cold Saturday, but there's going to be plenty of sunshine. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Well, February, of course, is the month for love, and when is the last time you gave your carpet the love and attention it deserved? Have you gotten down on your hands and knees and adored how clean and refreshed it was? You probably haven't done that. I do not recommend that. Do this instead, because your carpet is likely one of the biggest investments in your home. It's also the biggest air filter in your home. Let's clean it professionally with the help of my friends at Zero Res, and lucky for you, Zero Res is going to spread the love to you and your home with their Love Their Rug special during the month of February. Take advantage. Call 314-474-2020. Go online, ZeroResSTL.com. Take advantage of a great offer. 3 rooms, professionally cleaned, zero-resified, as we like to say, starting at $119 plus a free hallway thrown in during the month of February. Let's not forget about the air ducts. During the month of February, take $50 off your air duct cleaning package when you mention my name or 97.1 FM Talk. It's super easy to make the appointment. Call Zero Res. They have tech all over the St. Louis region. 314-474-2020. Online, ZeroResSTL.com. Mention my name, Mark Reardon, or 97.1 FM Talk. Get the February deal. You spell it backward or forward, it spells the same.
Did you all hear what's going on with these energy mandates? You know, I've been told they don't make a lot of sense, and I'm in the business. I agree 100%. Actually, they make 0 sense. So here's the easiest thing, and the only thing I have on a recommendation. You're going to need a new furnace or a new air conditioner. Just call me for a just common sense approach to your heating and cooling needs for your house. If your system is old or you just want to replace a system, now just call me. It's Bart Inman. One easy number in Missouri and Illinois. The easiest and the only one, Missouri and Illinois, is 314-293-2600. Again, it's Bart Inman, 314-293-2600, or on the internet, it's Bart's BartInman.com. That is Bart with a B, Inman with an I.com.
McKelvey Homes is offering up to $100,000 savings on their designer market homes and special McKelvey financing of 5.99%, 30-year fixed, or 4.875% in first year with our 2-1 buydown. At Inverness at Bryan and Feisey, we have our luxurious LaSalle display home for sale. This professionally decorated ranch is loaded with all the most popular features. Hurry, these deals won't last long. Visit McKelveyHomes.com today for a complete listing.
Download the free Upside app and earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Download the free Upside app now and use promo code GIFT for an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. That's promo code GIFT.
Hey, it's Mark Reardon. If you're nearing retirement or already retired, call my friends Thomas Helbig and Bob Kershaw with the Retirement Advisory Group. They'll show you how linking to the market is much safer than owning the market for your retirement savings. They're the official financial advisors of my show. Go to retirementkey.com.
The Annie Fry Show YouTube live chat poll of the day is sponsored by Ruler Foods. Low prices, no coupons. Ruler Foods.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
All right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Don't get me wrong. I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Fry Show.
Did you talk about any of the testimony from yesterday or watch any news reports or anything like that?
Oh, absolutely. You can't cut the TV on without seeing this. The first thing, and I listen to conservative radio a lot, and, you know, last night for 5 hours, all they talked about was this case.
That is the father of Fonnie Willis, who took the stand today, and I queued up the television. It was about it would have been about 7:45. I was watching the TV, and I was waiting for Fonnie to take the stand again because it was supposed to happen at 9 o'clock Eastern. Was that
this
was
morning?
Correct? Yeah. And then I fell asleep accidentally.
Oh, we didn't miss anything.
I didn't, which was like, what an appropriate coincidental nap.
Yes, it was perfect. Good job.
Thank you. I'm very proud of myself because sleep is not my strong suit.
Yeah, take it when you get it.
That's why I fell asleep this morning.
You weren't in your best behavior.
Because I'm not good at sleeping at night. So we have the father of Fonnie Willis who took the stand a little bit earlier. We're going to get to that. But one of the big news stories of today, and I just have so many different theories on this. I probably can't even say half of them on the air. But Navalny, the man who challenged Vladimir Putin and was, kind of on the opposite side of things in Russia, well, he's dead in prison. In a complete shock.
Yeah, we all went, oh my gosh, that happens there?
Are you serious?
I thought
Really?
they treated their political dissidents well.
Alexei Navalny, he's 47 years old. Fox News reports that Russia's prison agency announced Friday that prominent Vladimir Putin critic and opposition leader Alexei Navalny has died at the age of 47. The Federal Prison Service said in a statement that Navalny felt unwell after a walk on Friday and lost consciousness. According to the Associated Press, an ambulance arrived to try to rehabilitate him, but he died. The statement added, Navalny's spokesperson said in a post on X that, quote, we have no confirmation of this yet, end quote. And Alexei's lawyer is currently on his way to Karp, which is in northern Russia. The president of the United States, naturally, spoke on the issue here. So let's listen in to, are we putting this up on the screen here on StreamYard? Yeah. Perfect. Let's listen in to the president. This just happened at the White House shortly ago.
Now, as I've said before, and I mean this in a literal sense, history's watching. History is watching the House of Representatives. The failure to support Ukraine at this critical moment will never be forgotten. It's going to go down in the pages of history. It really is. It's consequential. And the clock is ticking. And this has to happen. We have to help now. We have to realize what we're dealing with Putin. All of us should reject the dangerous statements made by the previous president that invited Russia to invade our NATO allies if they weren't paying up. He said if an ally did not pay their dues, he'd encourage Russia to, quote, do whatever the hell they want. I guess I should clear my mind here a little bit and not say what I'm really thinking, but let me be clear. This is an outrageous thing for a president to say. I can't fathom from Truman on, they're rolling over in their graves hearing this. As long as I'm president, America stands by our sacred commitment to our NATO allies, as they have stood by their commitments to us repeatedly. Putin and the whole world should know, if any adversary were to attack us, our NATO allies would back us. And if Putin were to attack a NATO ally, the United States will defend every inch of NATO territory.
So President Biden, I'm going to pause that right there. President Biden, speaking from the White House, has said that Alexei Navalny is dead, goes in and says some bad things about Trump, Putin, but then the lion's share becomes about Trump. In my opinion, and I want to test this theory over time, when he has to shift between talking points of the issue that brought him to the podium and go into politics, he can't do it.
It seems like he has trouble just shifting it all.
Well, yes, but if you go in with a clear message, I'm talking about Alexei Navalny, Russia bad, Putin, or maybe not Russia bad, but Putin bad, Alexei Navalny, okay, I need to use this to win an election, he falls apart.
Yeah.
And he has to regather. I think that in his mind, the consequences and pressure of the presidency, which would be large on any man or woman who served in that position, that he cannot juggle that and campaigning at the same time.
No, I think you're right. He can't quite grasp who's who in that moment and really what the message is, because you have to do that pretty seamlessly for it to not seem stupid gross. And he's not good at doing that. And he kind of pauses through it because he's trying to figure out how to do it well.
Every time post her report that he has one of these moments, he's one step further away from being the nominee, in my opinion. Because now that the Her report is out there, well-meaning elderly man with a poor memory, that phrase is out there. When that reaches people, and the more he's on TikTok in front of younger people, being like, yuck, yuck, who do I want in the Super Bowl? Yuck, yuck, Trump or Biden? Well, Biden, of course. On TikTok. So they see that, and then this type of stuff is going to continue to be put out there in front. It subsidizes the whole idea that he's not up to the job.
Yep.
So he goes on to answer some questions too, and join us on the Annie Fry YouTube channel if you want to participate in the live chat. I didn't mention this yet, and I should have. The YouTube live chat poll for today is Putin a bad guy? Yes or no? We have strong feelings about this in this studio. We'll get to that later. We want to know what you think about that question, why you vote yes or no for certain. But Joe Biden does go in to take a few questions, so let's keep listening in.
To stand up to the threat that Putin's Russia poses. You know, I send my deepest condolences to Alexei's staff and supporters. We're going to continue his work despite this loss, despite all of Putin's desperate attempts to stamp out the opposition, and most of all to his family, especially to his wife, his daughter, and his son, who have already sacrificed so much for their family and a shared dream for a better future for Russia. So I just want to say God bless Alexei Navalny. His courage will not be forgotten, and I'm sure it will not be the only courage we see coming out of Russia in the near term. Thank you. I'll be happy to take a couple questions.
Sir, first, was this an assassination?
The answer is we don't know exactly what happened, but there is no doubt that the death of Navalny was the consequence of something that Putin and his thugs did.
And to be clear, you warned Vladimir Putin when you were in Geneva of devastating consequences if Navalny died in Russian custody. What consequences should he and Russia face?
That was 3 years ago. In the meantime, they faced a hell of a lot of consequences. They've lost and or had wounded over 350,000 Russian soldiers. They've made in a position where they've been subjected to great sanctions across the board, and we're contemplating what else could be done. But what we were talking about at the time, there were no actions being taken against Russia. And all that's transpired since then.
Can you say whether you're looking at increasing sanctions on Russia right now?
We're looking at a whole number of options. That's all I'll say right now.
Is there anything you can do to get ammunition to the Ukrainians without a supplemental from Congress?
No, but it's about time they step up, don't you think? Instead of going on a 2-week vacation. 2 weeks! They're walking away. 2 weeks. What are they thinking? My God, this is bizarre. And it's just reinforcing all the concern and almost, I won't say panic, but real concern about the United States being a reliable ally. This is outrageous.
Are you more confident now that you'll get the Ukraine aid, given what's happened today?
Well, I hope to God it helps. But I mean, the idea we need anything more to get the Ukraine aid. I mean, this is in light of a former president's statement that saying Russia, if they haven't paid their dues to us, go get them. Come on, what are these guys doing? What are they doing?
Sir, how concerned are you about the anti-satellite capability that Russia is developing, and what is your administration planning to do in response?
First of all, there is no nuclear threat to the people of America or anywhere else in the world with what Russia is doing at the moment, number one. Number two, anything that they're doing or they will do relates to satellites and space and damaging those satellites potentially. Number three, there is no evidence that they have made a decision to go forward with doing anything in space either. So what we found out, there was a capacity to launch a system into space that could theoretically do something that was damaging. Hadn't happened yet, and my hope is it will not.
Thank you all.
The president speaking from the White House there. He's going to take one more question.
Here's for a moment. Have the Israelis presented a credible evacuation plan for the nearly 1.5 million displaced Palestinians sheltering in Rafah? And what would the consequences be for Israel if they move ahead with a full-scale ground invasion without clear measures to protect civilians there?
Well, first of all, I've had extensive conversations with the Prime Minister of Israel over the last several days, almost an hour each. And I've made the case, and I feel very strongly about it, that there has to be a temporary ceasefire to get the prisoners out, to get the hostages out. And that is underway. I'm still hopeful that that can be done. And in the meantime, I don't anticipate, I'm hoping that the Israelis will not make any massive land invasion in the meantime. So it's my expectation that's not going to happen. There has to be a ceasefire temporarily to get those hostages. And by the way, we're in a situation where there are American hostages. American citizens are being held hostage. It's not just Israelis, it's American hostages as well. And, my hope and expectation is that we'll get this hostage deal, we'll bring the Americans home, and the deal is being negotiated now, and we're going to see where it takes us.
Thank you. An FBI informant at the center of the impeachment inquiry into you has been indicted for allegedly lying. Your reaction to that, and should the inquiry be dropped?
He is lying, and it should be dropped, and it's just been an outrageous effort from the beginning.
And
we did.
He says, no, I'm serious. So if you've got people who are whistleblowers who are lying that the whole thing should be dropped because it's outrageous, write that down. Does that follow? The president speaking from the White House based on the news that Alexei Navalny, 47 years old, in Russian prison, challenger, critic of Vladimir Putin, dead, found reported this morning. Other big news out of Kansas City right now. Fox News reports that 2 minors have been charged with gun-related offenses in connection to the Kansas City mass shooting earlier this week. Quote, 2 juveniles were charged on Thursday, February 15th by the Office of the Juvenile Officer related to the incident at the Chiefs rally on February 14, 2024. The 16th Judicial Circuit Court of Missouri said in a Friday statement, quote, the juveniles are currently detained in secure detention at the Juvenile Detention Center on gun-related and resisting arrest charges, end quote. Further charges may be forthcoming, authorities say. The statement continued, it is anticipated that additional charges are expected in the future as the investigation by the Kansas City Police Department continues. So we have 2 minors who have been charged in relationship to the Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl parade shooting. Good news that they've got some people. Now try them as adults and throw the freaking book at them.
Yep.
Let's take a quick break. We need your vote on today's YouTube live chat poll. Is Putin a bad guy? Yes or no? We need your thoughts on this, like in a big way. We need feedback on this. I need to know where y'all are at. You go to the Annie Fry YouTube channel. We're broadcasting live right there. Hello to everybody who's watching. Make sure you comment and say hello and subscribe to the YouTube channel while you're there. And in the live chat portion, where you can chat along with us each and every day, you let us know. Is Putin a bad guy? Yes or no? We'll be right back.
Drink a beer, sing a song, make a friend. Can't we all get along?
You're listening to The Annie Fry Show on St. Louis's home for conservative talk. Find the podcast, on-demand audio, and more at 971talk.com/Annie.
Was she photoshopped or were her eyes really that lonely? Did she leave her hometown thinking she'd end up in LA? Did she break down in the desert and get stuck beside the highway? Get along.
When you shop at the Diamond Shop in Clayton, you are, this is maybe a broad statement, but you kind of have history behind you. Because did you know that the Diamond Shop has been serving folks just like you in St. Louis since 1910? And tell me how you can be around for that long without really getting the heart and soul of good business correct. Generationally, families have been shopping at the Diamond Shop here in St. Louis, and it's because they trust them. They're located in Clayton, and they have the best staff there to help guide you through your jewelry purchase, your watch purchase. Maybe you're buying a set of diamond studs or a nice set of hoop earrings. I have some hoop earrings from the Diamond Shop, and it's just an experience that makes you want to come back again and again. You know, maybe not like next week, but when you make an investment and the next time you have the opportunity to buy something special for someone, you just know, oh, good, I get to see the folks at the Diamond Shop once again. That's how they've done business. That's how they continue to be a leader in jewelry in St. Louis. And I want to remind you, Valentine's Day is over, but all through February, they have 30% off all of their mounted jewelry and 10% off the birthstone of the month of February, amethyst, which is a beautiful purple color. Find all the details online at thediamondshop.net.
When you're selling your home, you want the most money and the least hassle. That's exactly what you get when you work with my friend and trusted realtor, Gloria Liu, with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Mark Cox here. Selling your home is one of the biggest financial decisions you'll ever make. That's why having an expert on your side is crucial. Right now, other agents know that some sellers will choose the agent that tells them the highest price. This can be a dangerous strategy. Most of the time, it ends up being an empty promise. Gloria doesn't make empty promises. She makes guarantees in writing. It's simple. Gloria will guarantee to sell your home at your agreed-to price and time frame, or she'll buy it. Guaranteed in writing. Take it from me. Pick up the phone and call Gloria Liu at 314-325-6888. That's 314-325-6888. Or visit her online anytime and tell her you heard Mark Cox talking about it. GloriaHasTheBuyers.com.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank and Celtic Bank, members FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. Are you the decision maker in your company? Consider this. For the first time in decades, there's a better option for a corporate card and spend management platform. Meet Ramp, the only corporate card and spend management system designed to help you spend less money so you can make more. Most corporate credit cards offer points as incentives, but those points amount to less than their worth in real cash value. Ramp's corporate cards offer you cash back, real money in your pocket. Plus, you control who spends what with each vendor. And Ramp's software collects and verifies receipts automatically, which means you'll stop wasteful spending and close your books in hours instead of days. Businesses that use Ramp add up to 5% to their bottom line the first year. If you're a decision maker, adding Ramp could be one of the best decisions you've ever made. And now get $250 when you join Ramp. Just go to ramp.com/free. Ramp.com/free. ramp.com/free.
You're listening to the Annie Fry Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. Triple the heat and save on a new furnace. Save 10% on a single-stage furnace, 15% off a two-stage furnace, or 20% off a multi-stage furnace. For a free estimate, visit aircomfortservice.com.
Let us know how your local first responders are positively serving your community, and let us feed them. It's the Mark Cox Morning Show's Feed Our First Responders campaign, compliments of Grill Master Tony's Barbecue. Go to 971talk.com/contests to nominate your department today.
I got my mind set on you. I got my mind set on you. I got my mind set on you. Got my mind set.
The Annie Fry Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
Whole lot of spending money. It's gonna take plenty of money to do it right, child. It's gonna take time. Whole lot of precious time. It's gonna take patience and time. To do it, 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 to do it right, child.
Was this in a movie? Was this song in a movie? This is impressed upon my young brain also, which is why it's in my library.
Man, it's not. Now that you say that, I think it was, but I can't picture it.
I remember.
I mean, this is George Harrison.
Yeah, I remember listening to this in the back of my parents' car. They had a 1986 Cougar.
Oh,
and they were
it's very 80s.
Look who's talking to.
There you go.
There it is.
Did I remember that from I don't know that I've even seen the movie. I mean, I probably couldn't get out of that time without seeing the movie in some capacity.
You know what's crazy about that movie? What they meant was Look Who's Talking, the sequel, but they spelled it T-O-O.
That's wild,
Blew
Ryan.
my mind. Blew my young mind.
Is that what inspired you to become a writer?
I mean, when I saw that, I thought you can change the world through your words. And then I started dancing to this song.
It's good that you had to explain it in 2024.
Nobody's done it since. It was so revolutionary. Nobody
Yeah.
could touch it.
Yeah, like Dumb and Dumber 2, which was T.O.
T.O. Again, blew my mind.
Yeah.
Blew my young mind.
Preceded by Dumb and Dumber. Wow.
Yeah, Dumb and Dumber was a movie.
Oh, sorry.
Don't worry.
I'm listening. I'm just giving you a heads up. I'm listening to the Beyonce song on the breaks. It's a BFD, so they say. It's a big deal.
It's actually a pretty cool song.
It's a joke. Well, we're halfway through. We don't know yet.
Oh, does it take a turn halfway through?
I would have to listen to it to find out, which is why I said
Okay.
I was halfway through it. So we're going to get to that. But as you know, if you are listening to us, of course, in the St. Louis area, as all of our beautiful, wonderful 97.1 FM Talk family likely is, unless, of course, you're on the Odyssey app and you take us with you on the road. Hello to you folks as well. There's a bit of a weather situation that is materialized here. And the only thing, we care very deeply on the show about accuracy and journalistic integrity. So we decided that we would go ahead and send our weather guy out into the weather department to report on it.
This is Ryan Wiggins reporting live from the KFTK Weather Center. It is snowing. It is very windy. It is on the roof, so it is even more windy than if you're on the ground. I got a problem with the KFTK Weather Center. I don't know why I'm doing it outside. And then also, whenever I request, it's fine for everybody else, whenever I request to go do the weather from the KFTK Weather Center when it's not doing this, they're like, no, you're fine. There's a pool right there. In the summer, they never let us broadcast from the KFTK Weather Center. But in the middle of the winter, they're like, hey, yeah, do it all you want. I'm not a huge fan of that. Weather report, next 5 minutes, 100% chance that it sucks.
I hadn't seen that.
You know what? I kind of got off script there a little bit. And
There's no script.
I had a bit of a beef with the KFTK Weather Center. Because, like I said, when it's nice, nobody's like, hey, why don't you go do a report from the KFTK Weather Center on the roof where there's a pool?
Leah, get that on the YouTube shorts right now because we need to share the link with our people so that they can share the link and make Ryan Wiggins. Not that you're not already, but famous.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Looking at his face on the pause screen
dude,
right now is
it's painful. That wind.
What was that last sentence you said?
This is a 22-story building. I'm on the roof of this building.
He's
and
in the storm.
That wind is whipping up there. It was actually worse for Leah, who's recording me.
Oh, man.
Because she's staring right into it. I'm looking away from it, at least. It really was pretty bad.
Scooter asked if that's Annie's coat. That is absolutely Ryan's coat.
And he got me that coat. It was kind of a goof.
No, it was not.
It was funny.
No, it
Do you
wasn't.
appreciate it now?
Yeah, it was great.
That was a very serious gift from my heart.
I keep it in my office where I can access it anytime.
When did I give it to you?
For my birthday in 2022.
You still have the tags on it.
I don't wear it a ton. It's, again, when I put it on, I feel like it's a little bit of a character. It's a little funny. So I don't necessarily go to Walmart as a character.
I had a whole bunch of things in my arms to buy him for his birthday that year, and I walked past, that coat was on the front at Walmart, and I laughed out loud when I saw the coat. I was like, I think I literally had to go get a cart to put the things that were in my arms.
I think what you should have done.
That was the same time I got you the bag that was like so sweet, so tiny.
Oh, yeah, it was a baby bag.
Yeah, it was for a baby.
You should have had all that stuff in your, this
Baby
is the way
girl.
it is in my head. You have all that stuff, you walk past the coat, your jaw drops, you drop everything in your hands.
Grab the coat.
Grab the coat and walk
I think
away.
that coat like doubled my investment too, and I couldn't
I'm
pass
sure
it
that
up.
coat
You
wasn't cheap.
messaged me. She's like, "Is it worth it?" I was like, "It's absolutely worth it."
That's
I got
right.
halves.
That's right. Oh yeah, that's right.
I mean, that coat can't be real cheap. It's made from real seal.
I've never seen a seal. Can you imagine a seal that looks like
Walmart
that?
brand seal.
Walmart brand seal. Yeah.
We will put the video up on our YouTube channel so that you can see it, because it's funny to listen to, but it's even funnier to look at. A reminder that if you haven't yet, would you consider subscribing to the Annie Fry YouTube channel, because we have been turning around so much more YouTube short content lately, and it's really a great way for us to get exposure to people that wouldn't normally be exposed to the Annie Fry Show. And if you subscribe and you like and react to that stuff, it helps us. Of course, I know you have better things to do, but if you were ever interested in helping the Annie Fry Show, subscribing to the YouTube channel and interacting with us. And I mean, the other thing too is Brad and I are always people comment nice things, mean things, and we're having conversations with you there as well. So please come, personal invitation from me to you to join that conversation. Let's see. I had a couple of stories that I wanted to get to here regarding the shooting in Kansas City. Those two minors that are charged. I think that's pretty much the extent of what we know right now, is that they've charged those two minors. What do you think about? So there was this is super tragic. The person there's only one who was shot and killed, right?
Last I heard, there was one casualty.
She's a DJ at a Kansas City radio station.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and I saw that early on, and messaged some people within our company to see, like, is this an Odyssey person? Super sad. I think that my recollection was that she was there with her kid, I think.
Oh, gosh.
And it's just like, oh, it hurts to take in that story. I'm trying to find the woman's name here. Taylor Swift donated a large amount of money. She's got a GoFundMe up. And Taylor Swift put in $100,000.
Mm-hmm.
According to Fox News, Taylor Swift donated a large sum of money to the family of the woman killed in the Kansas City Chiefs parade shooting. The fundraising page received two donations of $50,000 each Friday morning from the Midnight Singer GoFundMe. Spokesperson confirmed to Fox News Digital. What do you think about this? Because in Taylor Swift burnout, where everybody, I mean, we're kind of coming down from the reason why Taylor Swift gets to be in the news weekly because the Chiefs did so well. When she puts this out there, it becomes a news story. It kind of reminds me of what Brad was saying about Taylor Swift going to the football game, because she has a boyfriend who is one of the star players. Like, she wants to watch her boyfriend play. She can't just go blend in section 324, row 11. She can't do that. And so she's going to go to the game. So, of course, cameras are going to be on her. That's not really her fault that she is the spotlight wherever she goes. I mean, it's to her credit professionally. When she puts this money out there on this GoFundMe page, it's a super simple thing for her to do. Like, she doesn't have to convene the Senate. She can just go boom, boom. I assume $50,000 is the max donation, which is why she didn't just make one. Mm-hmm. What's your reaction when you see that news story?
I would never criticize somebody for giving to charity. I think that's great. I also, I wonder how many times, and I would really commend somebody for this because you wouldn't know it. How many times does a random celebrity's LLC give to somebody and they never really know it's that LLC? So I'm not sure how. That's the thing about Taylor Swift. She's so under the microscope all the time that if even one of her entities gave this money, somebody would track it down. It's impossible for her to do this stuff anonymously.
Yeah.
So there's no way for her to do a good deed without it being publicized. So that doesn't mean she should not do good deeds because she's going to get publicity for them.
There's also
kudos to her.
There's also she's not giving this money so more people will know her.
Right.
Exactly. No, this is good.
What do you think, Brad?
Yeah, every time I see something like this, I'm like, well, that's kind of heartwarming. You know, maybe even a little bit jealous. I wish that I had $100,000 to give to good causes. You know, to see Taylor Swift do this with her wealth, her vast amounts of wealth, that's a good thing. I don't see any criticism for it. And to Ryan's point, like, she's not going to be able to do it anonymously. And even if she, you know, like, even if you look at this and go, she's doing it for the clout or, you know, to make people feel good about her. Oh, okay. The money still goes to the cause and it still helps the people that need help.
Yeah.
You know, if Taylor Swift gets a little clout out of it, I don't have a problem with that either.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, you don't, there's kind of a compulsion to be like, she should, there's that great Friends episode where Phoebe is trying to do a truly selfless deed. And she goes through the entire episode doing nice things for people, but feeling bad because she feels good about it. Or because there's some sort. Isn't that the spirit of giving, though? And I'm not here to, I'm neither here nor there on Taylor Swift. But it is part of the news today. And I just think it's another example of how somebody like Taylor can go out and do something, and damned if you do, damned if you don't.
And so thank you for still doing it, really, because this is the kind of thing that you go, oh, great, if I do this, then people are going to be talking about this again and whatever. Just do it. And this is also a good cause. That's the thing is about a lot of charitable giving is that we're so divided in this country, we can't even decide what a good charity is half the time. This is one where you go, that's good. Hopefully we all can agree that this girl's GoFundMe is a good, worthy cause to give to.
On the GoFundMe, on the 2 posts of $50,000 that she donated, she said, sending my deepest sympathies and condolences in the wake of your devastating loss. With love, Taylor Swift. The goal was $75,000, and the woman who lost her life was Lisa Lopez Galvin. I just think that is, Super Bowl, what was the other thing we were talking about? Oh, Valentine's Day. It's like there's all these things that we can, if we're bored people, you can muster the energy. Did I send you or there was a meme out there and it was, I don't know if it was a Babylon Bee or what, so I hope it's not part of your Bee or Not the Bee, but it was like woman looks longingly after husband who gets her nothing in a strong stand against Valentine's Day corporatism.
Down to 6 stories for Be or Not to Be.
It's funny, though. Like the idea that your woman is going to look at you on Valentine's Day and be like, I didn't get you anything because of corporatism. And the woman's like, thank you, honey. That's stupid. I mean, if you came home and there was like a pack of Oreos on the table and Oreos are your favorite cookie, that to me means more than a $500 bouquet of flowers that was delivered to you at the office. For everybody else to see. And I'm like, to my husband, if we had $500,000 to throw, or $500, that both, to throw around.
Throw out the top of a limo.
And you wanted to send me flowers, I would still sit there and be like super red-faced embarrassed that this was happening in front of people. But it's like, you can spend your time and energy. We have so many people. It's kind of the ripple effect consequences of a cancel culture where we're constantly being told what we need to be not passively angry at, but very participant, aggressively, actively angry about this thing and that thing and that thing. And I'm just kind of participating in aggressively not being like that anymore.
Yeah.
You're not alone.
It's a great attitude.
There is a large segment of America that is feeling very libertarian in that way these days, I think, because everybody's so intense about causes that a lot of times they don't really care about.
Your participation often is out of fear of getting called something that you aren't, but you want to make sure that you have the sign that has so many lines on it, you can't even read it when it's a driving hazard.
Yeah, I have to participate in whatever you're yelling about because you're yelling.
Yeah.
And people are just so done with it. I think it's actually pushed people, and I don't want to say push people politically right, but push people away from the sort of extreme left.
Yeah.
Well, and all the yelling, all it is, by going along with it, you've just encouraged more yelling. You've just encouraged more yelling because you get what you incentivize. And if somebody acts like, this is why you don't give your kid whatever it is they're throwing a fit over whenever they're throwing a fit over it, because then your kid learns, oh, if I throw a fit over this, I'll get it. You get what you incentivize. So I think that there's something to be said for what Ryan was talking about here, where when people start throwing a fit, going, no, I'm not giving you that because that behavior is not acceptable.
It's the politics of appeasement. You know, I'm not saying I've seen this online yet, but concerning the Taylor Swift thing, I can guarantee you that somebody posted, hey, Taylor Swift gave $100,000 to the victim of the Kansas City shooting. And then below it, I can guarantee you, somebody said, oh, 100,000? She could have given 2. She could have given $1 million. Get over it. Get over those criticisms.
And what percentage of your income was it?
Yeah, you could make a whole lot of arguments, but all of them would be stupid because it's just a nice gesture. Let's embrace it.
And move on.
Yeah.
I mean, like, we just don't need to be this angry all the time or hostile all of the time. And I think that my apathy on something like the Super Bowl or something like Taylor Swift, my strong stance is that I don't have to have a strong stance. And it's a weird place to be.
It's weird because you have to take a strong stance to say that.
Yeah. Yeah. And if someone comes up to me and says to me, like, Taylor Swift is trying to get Joe Biden elected and she needs to be told what's up, I'm like, not by me. Just doesn't elevate itself beyond, like, I'd rather sit and read my kids a book.
I sent you that text. Is that okay?
I know, but it was in all caps.
Yeah.
And I felt attacked.
I did kind of feel like that's the way I was saying it, too.
Yeah. Or the one I got from Brad, which is, you will call her mother and she is the best thing that has ever happened to music. And I was like, I just don't know what to do here.
Call her mother.
Yeah.
Yeah, Taylor. Yeah.
Brad clearly is a Swiftie. You call her mother? Who would do that?
Obviously.
We should go to break.
Yeah.
This entire
We're in deep
segment
now.
From the B. We'll be right back.
The Annie Fry Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
I got my mind set on you. I got my mind set on you. I got my mind set on you. I got my mind set on you.
Is your home, business, or church looking tired, chalky, or in need of curb appeal? Go Rhino. Tired of painting year after year? Go Rhino. Our unique 3M ceramic technology is perfect for brick, stucco, aluminum, steel, color lock masonite, and more. It's backed by our 25-year transferable warranty to not chip, crack, or peel. Great if you're staying, and even better if you're selling. Our ceramic coating allows you to maintain all of your architectural features. The decision to do vinyl will leave your home looking like a plastic moldy box. With Rhino Shield, in 15 years, your home will still have that, wow, it looks like you just got it painted. We've done large condo complexes, parking garages, pole barns, and commercial strip malls. We coat sloped and flat roofs to extend their lives too. Evaluations are free. 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com. See what we did there? Genius. Tell them, ladies.
No paint, don't vinyl, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
At Neovitin, we are all about supporting your nutrition, and that's why we are excited about our new Neovitin Omega-3 supplement. Neovitin Omega-3 is formulated with 1,200 milligrams of omega-3 fatty acids to help support healthy hearts. Our high-quality omega-3 fish oils are sourced from wild-caught fish and tested for heavy metals. With our convenient monthly subscription, you can get Neovitin Omega-3 delivered right to your door every month with no long-term obligations. Support your daily nutrition and sign up for a Neovitin Omega-3 subscription at neovitin.com today.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick. And it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And when you need more comfort for yourself, try Vicks Vapo Shower for steamy Vicks vapors. Use as directed. Vapo Stick for use ages 4 and up. Vapo Shower use for adults only.
For the ones who work hard to ensure their crew can always go the extra mile, and the ones who get in early so
so everyone can go home on time. There's Grainger, offering professional-grade supplies backed by product experts so you can quickly and easily find what you need. Plus, you can count on access to a committed team ready to go the extra mile for you. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at lancedrurylaw.com or call us toll-free at 888-367-6512.
The Annie Fry
Hey,
YouTube live chat poll today.
I have a suggestion.
Please
We
take
should see
over.
if we can get a sponsor for Brad to remind you of the time check 5 seconds before you do the time check, just in studio, though.
That'd be fine. I would have played it off fine. Here's the problem. I comedically folded up one of those pieces of paper. That was actually the show sheet.
The show sheet.
Not the B story, because I'm still going to do the B story.
But every day, the time check comes up at least once a day.
At the same time.
And everything on the radio station stops.
And we go,
and if you're watching on the YouTube, you see us all panic. And then Ryan has to get the microphone in, and then he goes,
hey!
Yeah, exactly. That's how you know.
1246, this time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
Connect with the personalities and give your feedback. 97.1 FM Talk is on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. For content that's additional to the radio, join us there.
I'm only happy when it rains. I'm only happy when it's complicated. And though I know you can't appreciate it, I'm only happy when it rains. You know I love it when the news is bad. Why it feels so good to feel so sad. I'm only happy when it rains.
Wiggins!
Oh! Wiggins!
The Bee or not the Bee.
Hashtag nailed it.
Like butter.
That's great. We're doing a good job.
It's a Friday.
We're
doing a good job for a Friday.
All right, Bee or not the Bee. These are headlines that you have to tell me whether they are satire news stories or whether they are real news stories. If they are the Bee, that is the Babylon Bee, if you're not familiar. Here's the first one.
Don't get it confused with other bees.
Right, like a spelling bee, for instance. Woman swoons at brave man who is standing up to the corporate greed of Valentine's Day by not getting her anything.
No. Yes.
Wow, that sounded great. We got the first half second of that.
I didn't know if I was playing the right thing. Did you really pick?
I really did.
Oh,
It's a funny story, so I'm starting with it. It says, it's just another excuse to get a bunch of sheeple lining up at Walmart to buy some mass-produced sham chocolate and flowers, said boyfriend Everly.
That's definitely the bee.
It's the bee. The most romantic thing you can do on Valentine's Day is act as if it doesn't even exist. As he said these words, Marlena, his girlfriend, was visibly trembling with admiration. In fact, in protest, I like to pretend I don't even have a girlfriend, Everly explained. It's all a social construct anyway. He then shut the door on Marlena and locked her outside. And then Marlena says, he's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Just imagine if everyone broke up on Valentine's Day to protest corporate greed. They could experience what I'm experiencing right now. And then she trailed off.
Exactly. Well, it impressed upon me when I saw it earlier.
It was a funny story. It was a good one.
Sorry. And when you crumpled up that piece of paper, I thought you were just faking it, and I went with it.
No.
Sorry.
It was real. Although the paper was fake, that was the show sheet.
Yeah.
Next one. Biden says he can't remember a single time when his memory has failed him.
No, I know that this one is also the V.
Yeah? Everybody agrees?
Yes, the B.
Yes, it is. Don't you think I would know if I were having a memory problem? The president asked. I'm as sharp as a tack, Jack. I've got no cognitive issues whatsoever.
I'm changing
my memory,
changing my
does.
vote.
My memory is as perfect as it was back in 2024 when I was president. The president then raised his hand to ask a question, seemingly unaware that he was leading the press conference.
Oh. Did you see the president said on Twitter last night, failure, this is his tweet, this is from @POTUS.
I have not seen this, so.
Failure to support Ukraine at this critical moment will never be forgotten.
Okay.
Just got a little on the nose, but all righty.
Okay. He will never forget it. Just like everything else he never forgets. All right, next story. Iran declares Antarctica for itself.
Real.
Yeah.
That is real. Iranian Navy Rear Admiral Shahram Irani declared that his country has property rights in Antarctica, particularly the South Pole, in a newly surfaced video. He says, quote, it is not
I always
only...
thought Antarctica would be like Iran.
Me too. I thought, you know who's going to want this is Iran.
Of course.
It's not only military work, but also scientific work that needs to be carried out, he said. Argentina, Australia, Chile, France, New Zealand, Norway, and the United Kingdom are currently the 7 countries that have laid territorial claims on Antarctica. However, most other countries, apparently including us, do not recognize those claims. It's considered to be sort of internationally public domain or whatever.
I saw someone commented on, because I saw that in a tweet, and it says, this is make Iran colonizers. Oh.
You saw this story already?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I thought that was a pretty deep cut.
You know how much I read?
I do.
Okay.
But still, I thought, man, this one's
There's
pretty
so
out
much
there.
useless information in my head. I didn't know that was going to be one of them.
All right, next one. Trump forces judge to grant full immunity after he speaks gibberish and shakes hands with the air.
Ooh, see, that could be written by NBC.
Yeah. B.
I'm going to say real.
Yeah, I'll say real.
This is the B.
Okay, fine.
Quote, no one is more black. Good timing to hit there. No one is more black or flower than me, Trump said. According to court documents, it's because I'm the prime minister of blah, 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 blah.
This is
Trump. This is Trump saying this as
Okay.
a defense against the special counsel.
I see.
And the Dunk twins. You know, I met them in Egypt when I was looking for a good taco. Not a joke, believe me. Everyone says so, Jack. End of quote. Repeat the line, Trump said.
That's the same thing that was in the last Biden one about his
know,
memory.
it's
Jack?
We can't prosecute him now, said one judge who couldn't stop thinking of Trump as an adorable old man all of a sudden. Look at him. He's just kind of old grandpa. Old people don't commit crimes. In addition to talking nonsense and shaking hands with the air, Trump reportedly soiled his pants. Political experts agree that even if he was faking it, the amount of pride he had to swallow to debase himself like that demonstrated a growing maturity. Quote, and that's kind of cool, said Fox News' Sean Hannity.
Dude clicks his pen on the air.
Hannity?
Yeah, yes!
Wait, is Hannity here?
He's out there.
Oh, somebody's clicking
He's
that pen.
Todd for the day. Loincloth and everything.
Oh, man. At 2 o'clock, somebody's going to hear us say that and go, what the heck are they talking about?
How can you be on, like, it makes, well, a couple of things. I'm imagining his producers, like, if I were sitting over here, I don't have a clicky pen, but if I were sitting over here clicking my pen and Brad could hear it in the microphone, would you not say, Annie, I can hear your pen?
Yes.
Right?
Annie, are you okay?
No, not with that. But he does it every night. And now he was moved to Florida. Sean Hannity relocated to Florida. So he's not in New York anymore or wherever he was before. It's very possible that he has a cameraman. I mean, he might not have a whole lot of staff. Because I assume that his studio is at his place.
Mm-hmm.
He might not have a lot of staff in there.
Nobody's telling him.
Somebody has to tell him after the show. I mean, is somebody watching? Hannity?
Yeah, somebody's got to say something.
Stop clicking your pen. Or even better, take his pen.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that, but it has to detract from the
Just
message.
give him a Bic
if you
pen
can't
without
hear it.
without a clicker. It's like this one just has a cap and you keep the cap.
I really like click pens because you can make sure that wherever they're laying, they're not writing on things. You can click them off.
Mhm.
But it's got to be a click.
One
Off
and done.
for off, click on for on, and that's it. Now listen, now watch Sean Hannity, and you tweet at Annie Fry Show when you hear the pen clicking.
Okay, I want to get to this one. David Lee Roth says Sammy Hagar was probed by aliens, and it was that kind of probing.
B.
Real.
I have no idea. He's out of my league in several departments.
Yeah, this has got to be real.
This is real. This is real. David Lee Roth
no.
says he was abducted by aliens, said Lee Roth. I know that when you're abducted by aliens, you get probed. I am compelled to solicit
For
this
information.
Well, that's
Questions.
That's not what he's saying. Okay, that is what he's saying. Never mind. I am compelled to solicit this sordid subject in an effort to explain Sammy Hagar's conduct. I think we've arrived at both the technical and the medical answer that may explain some of Sammy Hagar's conduct and his constant spew of diarrhea vitriol in my direction. Sammy Hagar was abducted by aliens, and he was blank probed. Lee Roth also confirmed that he didn't know yes, how alien probes work, but said,
extra detail.
quote, what do I know? What I do know with absolute accuracy is that if you take half a popsicle and you jam it into a cassette player, no matter how carefully you extract it, the tape player will never be the same. That is a real story.
No.
That's why I like what Chris says. It's a probe for details, very analytical.
We can only assume.
An analytical probe.
Yeah. David Lee Roth is kind of a researcher in that way.
To analyze.
Yes. Last one. Okay, take us to a different leader, say exasperated aliens after trying to communicate with Joe Biden.
I saw the picture.
It's great. He's sitting there with a giant-headed alien.
Like shaking hands like
Yeah.
you do at a two-state situation.
Yeah. Quote, I guess he's not the leader they were expecting, said an insider who spoke on the condition of anonymity. It was the classic sci-fi movie scenario with the aliens arriving and telling us, take us to your leader. We quickly set up a meeting with President Biden, and things went downhill from there. There you go. It ends with him biting the creature's finger.
Biden bites the alien.
Yes.
Which is naturally how those things would go.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. Well, we'll find out what we missed throughout the week, and there's been so much information. You know that we missed some good stories. We'll cover that, plus your questions and Ask Us Anything on the Annie Fry YouTube channel in just a minute.
If you're hired, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Mortgage rates have finally dropped. That's right. Golden Oak has 5.375% fixed rates available right now. Our average cash-out customer saves over $1,000 a month. Call today and take advantage of our 5.375 fixed rate. Call 314-567-GOLD. That's 314-567-GOLD.
Golden Oak Landing cured my blues.
5.934 APR. FHA 15-year 20% equity qualified credit. Additional terms apply. NMLS 114937.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-652-5241 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-652-5241. That's 800-652-5241. What do you have to lose? Call 800-652-5241. Again, 800-652-5241.
Victory Men's Health is making it easier than ever before to feel like your old self again. Mark Cox here from my friends at Victory Men's Health. Now they're offering telehealth. You reside in Illinois or Missouri, the process is easy. Just go to their website, pick the service you're interested in. Maybe it's semaglutide for weight loss or hormone therapy or micronutrient testing. Once you've made your selection and your results are in, they'll do a video telehealth consult to review. Go to victorymenshealth.com.
KFTK FM Florissant. From the Under Law Injury Lawyers, GetJim.com studio. 97.1 FM Talk. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
President
President Biden blames President Putin. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News, pointing to Russia's president after the reported death of an imprisoned opposition leader.
The president says he is both not surprised and outraged at the death of prominent opposition leader Alexei Navalny at a Russian penal colony.
Yet more proof of Putin's brutality. No one should be fooled, not in Russia, not at home, not anywhere in the world.
President Biden says Russian President Vladimir Putin is responsible for Navalny's death.
This tragedy reminds us of the stakes of this moment. We have to provide the funding so Ukraine can keep defending itself against Putin's vicious onslaughts and war crimes.
President Biden criticized House Republicans for not bringing up a Senate-passed package that secures $60 billion in Ukrainian military aid.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. Putin is up for re-election next month. The president's heading to East Palestine, Ohio, his first trip to the area still recovering from a toxic train derailment last February.
President Biden is expected to underscore the federal government's commitment to the community here, but some locals tell us they feel forgotten.
Too late. When we needed the help, they weren't here. We were neglected by the president, you know what I'm saying? They show up now because election year.
The federal government did deploy several resources and agencies, including the Departments of Transportation and Health and Human Services, to East Palestine immediately after the train derailment.
Fox's Madeline Rivera. Some residents, local and state officials say that hasn't been enough. A prosecutor in Missouri just confirming 2 suspects are now charged in juvenile court for the deadly shooting after the Super Bowl parade in Kansas City. A statement from Jackson County Family Court says the charges so far are gun-related and resisting arrest, and that more charges are anticipated as the police investigation continues. America is listening to Fox News.
You can live out your MasterChef dreams when you find a professional on Angie to tackle your dream kitchen remodel. Connect with skilled professionals to get all your home projects done well. Inside to outside, repairs to renovations. Get started on the Angie app or visit Angie.com today. You can do this when you Angie that.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare information guide absolutely free. Call 800-919-3200. That's 800-919-3200. 800-919-3200.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation. Weather.
Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
We have a pretty good batch of moderate snow kicking through the St. Louis area from now until about 1:30. The accumulation should be right around that 2-inch mark. We've hit the high for the day. We're going to be hanging around 30, 31, 32 degrees the rest of the afternoon. Flurries end this evening, cloudy and cold, 22. It's a cold Saturday, but there's going to be plenty of sunshine. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
It's what's happening
86% of Americans feel Biden is too old.
right now.
Come on. Full-blown offensive against
Keeping you informed
Joe Biden.
and up to date.
He's mentally unfit to stand trial.
St. Louis is home for conservative talk.
A powerful threat calls for a greater response.
When there's a battle, bring strength.
When there's a problem, seek answers.
When there is doubt, give hope.
Not tomorrow.
Not in a few years,
But right now.
Some battles must be faced together. Cancer fighters stand up to cancer every day. And you can be part of this battle too.
Visit standuptocancer.org/American Airlines to learn more.
Together, we can save lives.
Hey homeowners, it's time to transform your house into a masterpiece with Lakeside Renovation and Design, your James Hardy siding experts. Picture this: durable, weather-resistant siding that doesn't just protect, but elevates your home's value and curb appeal. James Hardie, the gold standard in siding, installed by the pros at Lakeside. Say goodbye to maintenance headaches and hello to a home that stands the test of time. Ready for a siding upgrade? Lakeside Renovation and Design is your go-to. Visit our showroom or call today. Unleash the potential of your home with James Hardie Siding.
Here's something you won't hear from any other jeweler. Right now, when you buy a diamond at Diamonds Direct, we'll give you a free gold setting for it. Yes, a 14-karat classic solitaire setting in white gold or yellow gold at no charge with any natural diamond purchase. So all your money can go toward a bigger diamond while you still get the classic look she wants in that engagement ring. Another example of Diamonds Direct's extraordinary value. Or if you want to take it up to the next level, Diamonds Direct also has a fantastic selection of halo, pave, vintage, 3-stone, and other popular mountings. Or maybe she wants a designer ring, like the one she's seen on social media. Well, Diamonds Direct has those too. In fact, we are an authorized retailer for all the top designers from New York and California. Whichever setting you choose, you'll also be able to choose your finance plan. Diamonds Direct now has a wide range of finance options with attractive rates and terms up to 60 months, so you can get the ideal setting to fit your style with the ideal payment to fit your budget. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion. Store hours, directions, and more at diamondsdirect.com.
The only person who can change your life is you, but you need to know how. Listen to my show, The Del Walmsley Radio Show, where the hype ends and the help begins.
Listen to the Del Walmsley Radio Show this Saturday afternoon from 1 to 2 p.m. on 97.1 FM Talk.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
The people have spoken. I want to thank you, St. Louis, for voting Onder Law 2023's best St. Louis law firm.
When you're injured, call Onder Law at 314 or 618-9000000.
The Annie Fry Show YouTube live chat poll of the day is sponsored by Ruler Foods. Low prices, no coupons. Ruler Foods.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
All right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Fry Show.
Welcome back to the Annie Fry Show. It's a snowy Friday in St. Louis. And if you are enjoying the beautiful snow that is falling from inside, congratulations. Ryan Wiggins reported from the KFDK Weather Department a little bit earlier in the show, and we're really grateful for your sacrifice, Ryan.
Yeah, no problem. I think people found out from listening to that it was snowing.
So did you.
Yeah, I didn't know. I went up there. I was like, what's it going to be like? Oh, my gosh, this is terrible.
I tweeted at Matt Chambers and told him you were not coming after his job, for sure.
Matt Chambers was maybe going to be threatened if he saw that, and so you were making sure that he knew.
I just wanted him to know that we appreciate Matt Chambers. I tweeted at Dave Murray, but I don't think Murray does Twitter. We did text it to Murray.
Yeah. Okay. Let me know what Dave Murray says.
Meteorologist at KMOV.
Yeah. I'd like
Matt
to know
Chambers.
what these guys say.
Yeah. I do want, I would, if there are meteorologists in town listening, I would like to know your feedback on Ryan's weather reporting skills.
Yeah, and also tips. Because if I didn't do a good job, which
Stay
I doubt, how do you, as a meteorologist, know when it's snowing?
Yeah.
That's what I would like to know.
Well, every week we go through, and I have a sheet right here in front of me right now, and it's full of sound cuts, and I never get to everything. You never know really how the news is going to move throughout the 3 hours that we're doing the show. And Brad and Leah do such a great job curating all of this sound for us, and I don't obviously always get to everything. So,
What did I miss?
What did I miss?
Brad wants to get every ounce of airtime off the work that he does. So
I don't blame him.
He gets to tell us what I missed this week and what we need to still listen to.
Well, Annie, let's start off with cut number 1.
Okay, set it up for me.
So this is Charlie Hurt, and he is a Fox News contributor, and he was talking to Jesse Waters, and he was talking about Joe Biden and his
And the
age.
real constitutional question here that every single one of those Democrats who are trying to defend him need to ask themselves is, Joe Biden has lost his marbles. His cheese has slid off the cracker. So the question is, who is in charge at the White House? Because it's not Joe Biden.
Did you come up with that phrase first?
Yes.
Cheese slid off the cracker?
I didn't make up that phrase, but nobody says that. Just weirdo me. And Charlie
You
Kirk.
did say that the other day,
I
and then
did.
Charlie Hurt said it. Probably in the same situation with the meteorology thing. He was listening to us to
Yeah.
find out if it was snowing.
I'm sure Charlie. It's really not that. Charlie Hurt is not listening to the Annie Fry show. Although, if you are, Charlie, I named my son after you.
Yeah.
It's
True story.
It's important that you know that. He's like, psycho. What I find ironic about it, though, is the fact that I use that phrase to evoke an analogy and understanding of the situation with our president, and he, in his own world, in his own terms, thought the same thing.
Yeah.
That,
yeah.
Like, this
or
is
did he?
this is a good way to explain the scenario of the president of the United States. The cheese is off the cracker. I do not think that Charlie Hurt's listening to the Annie Fry show, but if you are,
This is not completely related to that, but at night I have been eating a lot of cheese and crackers with little sausages, and man, the mustard that I have right now is so good.
are we? I needed. What I
He's
really
going
need to
back.
what I need to know is, was that a literal story that you told, or was that all euphemistic?
No, that is me eating cheese and crackers.
Okay.
And I
'Cause
have a Bavarian mustard that's fantastic.
I wasn't thinking that it was something else until you started talking about mustard, and I got
Yeah,
uncomfortable.
that mustard is so good. Is that a euphemism?
When I lather that mustard on there.
Okay, next story.
Next story. Well, this is related to that, but let's go with cut 7. This is Tom Shalhoub talking about what it's like.
He has changed. When I first started doing it on Gutfeld, that's back when Greg had his Saturday night show. So, it was a few years ago during the last campaign. And Joe Biden had energy, and he was, confrontational. So he said, come on, man. So it was always like, it was a lot of that, and I had a little more energy than the regular Joe Biden, but it was basically, you could understand everything he said. Now, as Joe has aged, I've had to change the way that I do it because, Greg and I agreed not to make fun of the stutter because during the campaign, he said, I had a stutter as a kid. It's a disability. So he said, okay, we're not going to do the stutter. But then I realized a couple of years in, it's not a stutter. It's just he can't remember what he's saying. It's this kind of stammer, and it's based on his lack of memory and his inability to think quickly. So I said, let's just go for it. So I started doing more of an imitation of him, and it's difficult because he kind of just slurs his words. It sounds like he has socks in his mouth,
Yeah, it does. I hadn't heard that clip.
Yeah. So I just think it's interesting that what we're doing here is we're seeing a common theme now, but both of these were from conservative outlets, Fox to be precise. But cut 5 here is somebody else talking about this.
Joe Biden?
Mm-hmm.
They know it's an issue, but as I like to say, look, it's a legitimate issue. It's a legitimate issue for Trump, who's only 3 years younger, right? So it's an issue. Once you say that, then you have to also talk about what's at stake in the election, and I'm for Joe Biden for re-election on the merits, because I think he's done a really good job as president.
The only reason to Hillary Clinton that Joe Biden's age is an issue is because it is also an issue for Donald Trump. Like, it's not a concern. Okay, fine, it's a concern, but what's the obvious thing that you fill in every blank with? Trump.
Yeah, but that's the pivot, though. This is what the left is going to do. They're going to pivot and make it an age-related thing so that Trump can't hit Biden on age because they're so close to age. But what the real concern was, and that was in the first 2 clips that we played, is it's a memory issue. Biden's mind is going. It's not that Biden is in his 80s. It's that he's in his 80s and his mental facilities are degrading.
Hillary is like a vulture. Sorry, go on.
No, please.
You had your Donald Trump hand.
I was ready to go, but you go on with your vulture.
No, that's really all I had to say. I think that says what I need to say.
Well, I was going to say, Annie, Brad, please God, let them make that the issue going into the election.
Yeah.
Because every American who has 2 eyes. You don't have to have 2 eyes. You don't even have to be able to see.
That's biased.
You can, yeah. I don't want to be an biased. If you can pay attention to the news in any way through any of your senses, you will figure out that one of these men is a little bit more with it than the other. So please feel free to make that the issue, Democrats.
Yeah, no kidding. And I like how Tom Shalhoub, two clips back, was talking about how maybe you can comment on this as somebody who's been in the industry, the TV industry.
Please bring it up.
He says he talks like he's got socks in his mouth. Because I think that when you're trying to mimic something or understand something really well, it's good to come up with like that type of a setup, because that makes it consistent from time to time to time that you're going to imitate. You just imagine you have socks in your mouth.
Well,
people don't talk about, they talk about how he's very forgetful, but the slurring of the words, like we have on our Biden bingo card, that if you're ever watching us on the YouTube channel while Joe Biden is giving a speech, and I kind of limit the times where we disseminate those to, I don't want it to be about something that's very serious or whatever. It's more for when he's making things that are more political, which is turning into be everything. But there's indiscriminate mumbling is one of the squares on there. And we're kind of strict on that because sometimes the whole thing is mumbling. But the indiscriminate mumbling is this, what's the word? You know how to say it.
Pressure.
Pressure.
When at the end you're like, you just lift your head and you look at each other like, what were those
What
words?
was that one?
And nobody knows.
Yeah.
What is it like?
I'll thank God for the Great Lakes.
Don't mess with the women of America unless you want her to get to the benefit.
Yeah, it's like I need to know the end of that sentence. He's in charge of free world peace.
Yeah.
He just can't speak.
I will tell you this. I don't do impersonations, but the people who do, I know that they find a thing or two, and then they just really amplify those things. It's like a caricature. And the hard part about Biden, because Trump's real easy to do, but he's just got a real unique voice, so he's hard to imitate because his voice is so strange. But Biden doesn't. You can kind of talk like Biden. The problem is his speech patterns have changed so rapidly that he's hard to grab that thing, because that thing is changing all the time as he deteriorates. So he's hard to do impersonations of for that reason. There's your industry answer, by the way.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Next cut.
Yeah, I'm going for it. Cut 21.
20.
This is a real court case.
Oh, no. Did you edit this?
So in Mr. Wojciechowski's response, he admits that he possessed the medical specimen, and he admits that he disposed of them.
Okay.
I am suing for the return of them and damages in the amount of $6,500.
She had her testicles removed. I believe, if I recall correctly, it was March 23rd, and they were left in the fridge. I wanted nothing to do with it. I thought it was odd, but I try not to judge because everybody's a little different. If it's what made her happy, whatever. I want nothing to do with them. I'm not one for body parts and all that stuff. It's kind of gross, actually. It's part of her twisted humor, not mine.
So they were in the house from April to...
They were there from April 2022 until July of 2023, when I disposed of them.
Do I have to play cut 22?
Play cut 22.
Do we need to set the... What have you heard this?
I have.
This is a real lawsuit.
This is like a Judge Judy lawsuit.
Yeah, so because that physical anomaly has been a point of stress in my life since I can remember, and my middle name that I chose is D, because my whole life I've been called Big D. I'm D from the D, and I thank God that these D's nuts were extracted. And they were put into a biohazard bag. And for and giggles, I put them in a mason jar. And I put them in the fridge next to the eggs.
So let me ask you this, was the conversation ever from you, I'm done with you, could you please get your testicles out of my refrigerator?
That never came up, and if they were so important to her, I don't understand why she didn't grab them then.
So the amount that I'm claiming is for the damages of not having these nuts with me. I want them in my fridge, not his. I'm not sure why he would want to keep them. The damages were the loss of these nuts.
So can we do a setup here of what's going on?
I don't know what's left to say.
So I think it's two people who had been in a relationship,
Yes.
I guess.
Yes.
And One of them is still a guy.
Yes.
The other one had been a guy.
Yes.
But had his testicles removed and put him in the freezer.
Next to the eggs.
And then they
in the
broke up.
refrigerator. Next to the eggs.
And then they broke up. And then the one is trying to sue the other one for his nuts
broke
back.
up. They broke up. And the one that left, the one whose testicles were by the eggs, didn't take them with him? Her?
At that time, I don't know.
Them.
Yeah, them. Didn't take them.
Just
The other person
didn't take.
The other person was like, I don't want these nuts in my refrigerator.
No. These?
These.
Yeah. But it wasn't right away.
Right.
It was he
After
left
a
them in
couple
there for
months.
a while. Yeah.
And then threw them away.
Eventually he's like, all right, I don't want the testicles in there
Yeah.
anymore.
Now Big D, the person number one,
Big
is
D.
suing for the loss of these nuts.
I like that they try to use official language because they're in court. Like, well, that physical anomaly has been a point of contention for a long time for D's nuts.
I feel so bad for the judge because you can hear the judge in there. He's like, no, hold on, let me clarify. And he has to play this so straight. And I would be like, you're both ridiculous. Get out of my courtroom.
Plus, trying to put a monetary value on them. You know? I mean, it'd be really hard because, gosh, in some senses, you're like, those are very valuable to me. But in this court case, he didn't want them. They were exposable. Or they were disposable.
Didn't like them, but didn't want to keep them.
I just want you boys to understand that I am listening to this segment. I have nothing to say.
This is what you missed this week.
And I can't wait to tell you on the break what I'm talking about in text messaging on my phone right now while we're having a D's Nuts conversation.
Oh, I can't wait.
There's something brewing that might happen on the show and move things around a little bit.
Ooh, you talking about today?
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's happening quickly.
Ooh, okay, stay tuned.
All right. Let's take a break. Anything else you'd like to say about D's Nuts? I've never said that before in my lifetime.
No, I mean, I have nothing else to say
I
about
hope that the
those
guests that I'm potentially scheduling to come on here within the hour, which is a huge guest, never been on the show before, but huge guest. I hope that
Is it Big D?
This I don't have an answer for that. I hope that they are not listening right now, making their decision as to whether to come on the show or not. And I'm not 100% sure if this would be persuasive or the counter. I will tell you more as I know more. And if you have questions for the show, ask us anything. You can go to the Annie Fry YouTube channel and ask. And you're not allowed to ask about D's Nuts. We'll be right back.
Wait by the chains that keep me hanging around.
This is the Annie Fry Show.
I've been bumming around this old town too long. I've been hanging around this town on a corner. I've been bumming around this old town for way too long. Well, everybody twist.
Air Comfort Service, man, a day like today, hope your furnace is keeping you in your comfort zone because you go outside, it's cold, you want to come inside and be warmed by that furnace that is working in your house the way it should. Not too hard so that you're pumping through all of that really expensive energy right now with an old furnace unit in your home. You want to make sure that you are investing in that furnace that is in good working order. So if you need maintenance, you call Air Comfort Service at 314-513-0091. If you need emergency service, you call Air Comfort Service at 314-513-0091. If your loved ones need emergency service, if you checked on them and the house is not warming the way it's supposed to, 314-513-0091. And if you find yourself in the position like I did a few years ago, needing a new furnace, call Air Comfort Service like we did to get the new furnace installed in your home. 314-513-0091. Air Comfort Service is there to get you in your comfort zone and keep you in your comfort zone. AirComfortService.com.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-700-6898. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-700-6898. That's 800-700-6898. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-700-6898. 800-700-6898.
This is an announcement to all United States vehicle owners who own a 2003 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire or no warranty coverage at all. With a struggling economy and the cost of living on the rise, Endurance is now offering an affordable, low-cost vehicle coverage plan to the general public. As of today, you could be one of millions of drivers that now may qualify to have your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. You pick your plan. You pick your deductible. You even pick the repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage is included. Get your vehicle protected now and save your wallet from costly vehicle repairs. A toll-free number has been established for you to call for your free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number to call is 800-291-1017. 800-291-1017. Again, that's 800-291-1017. Coverage, deductibles, and claims may vary. For details, go to endurancewarranty.com.
This is the Annie Fry Show. Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Fry Show.
Whatever lie she ever sold me, like a wet blanket, I let her hold me. Now I'm laying here with no one to hold me. Oh, 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 oh. I said, hey. I said, oh. I said, hey, ho, hey, ho, hey, ho. There she goes, my goodbye, baby.
Welcome back to the Annie Fry Show. Happy Friday. A very snowy Friday here in St. Louis. So hopefully you are indoors, keeping warm and enjoying the beautiful weather. If you're outside, drive safely, be careful. We will keep you updated throughout the afternoon on your commute time with traffic updates. Materializing in the last 15 minutes here with some conversations with some friends that I have on the Illinois side of the river. There's a special guest that is in southern Illinois today, and they said, would you like to have him on the show? And I said, how in the world could I possibly pass up the opportunity to speak with Congressman Matt Gaetz? And Matt Gaetz joins the Annie Fry Show here. Congressman, a real honor to have you on the show here. Thank you for your time this afternoon.
Oh, thanks for having me. And I'm in Southern Illinois campaigning for Darren Bailey for Congress. He's a Republican challenging Mike Bost. I think that Mike Bost has been too adherent to some of the establishment features of Washington, D.C., particularly a Ukraine-first attitude of backing all of the billions of dollars in spending there that have come really at the expense of American taxpayers. So I'm inspired by the candidacy of Darren Bailey. He and I are going to have a rally tonight in Herrin, Illinois at the Herrin Civic Center. And folks can go to baileyforillinois.com to get tickets or just show up around 5 o'clock.
So it's baileyforillinois.com, and I guess you guys still have some room, or there's probably a decent amount of capacity that is available there. You're going to be speaking there, I assume. What do people get when they come to this event this evening?
Look, I'm going to lay out my vision to change Congress. I don't believe that this country will survive if we continue to approve budgets with one vote up or down on everything without itemized review. I don't believe our nation will survive if we're not willing to fight to secure the border and use the leverage that we have. If we continue to go trillions more in debt, we're going to be adding $2.5 trillion to the debt every year for the next 10 years, maybe even more. And I want to reverse course on that. We can't do it with the team we currently have in Congress. We just can't. We got too many of them who vote for more spending, unpaid for foreign aid, continuing resolutions that keep everything going the way they've been going. And I need backup. I need fighters. So I'm traveling around the country. I think Darren Bailey is a real fighter. I think he'll stand with me as we try to change Washington and reverse this decline that so many Americans are observing.
We're speaking with Congressman Matt Gaetz, who is in town on the Illinois side of the river here to support Darren Bailey, baileyforillinois.com, to learn more about the event that you can go to tonight to see Congressman Matt Gaetz. You talked about wanting to remake Congress to – I want to ask you about the cohesiveness of the Republicans that are serving right now. I'd be remiss if I didn't bring to the attention that the country has been paying attention about your central role in really being kind of a rabble-rouser there in the House of Representatives, being a large part of the reason Speaker McCarthy isn't the Speaker anymore. You said you have a vision for the future. What does that vision look like for the Republican Party, a majority in the House of Representatives?
First, it means using leverage, not funding Joe Biden's government if we do not secure the border. The government funding fight is where we have the most leverage, and the American people want to see the border secure. So I wouldn't tie our border to Ukraine's border or Israel's border. I would say our border has to be secure if Joe Biden wants his Department of Education, Department of Labor, all these entities of government funded. Second, my vision for our budgeting process means that, I don't know, we actually have one. We actually pass a budget. Our budget chairman, Jody Arrington of Texas, has done a terrific job crafting a budget that balances. And we go after a lot of the fraud and waste and duplication in the Medicaid program to realize those savings. We give more power to the states. I want to see that effectuated and brought to the floor. And then I want these agencies to be subject to itemized review of their spending. And there's an easy way to do that, the way all of our state legislatures do, by putting up single subject spending bills and then having them available to amendments that could reduce spending. And we'll win some and we'll lose some in those fights. But I fundamentally believe that using leverage and then having an honest and fair budget process that mirrors our states could get the Congress way back on track, regardless of which party is in power.
We're speaking with Congressman Matt Gaetz in Southern Illinois to support Darren Bailey's run for Congress. I look at the ousting of Speaker McCarthy, but then also the Republican ousting of George Santos. How are those two things similar or different in your eyes?
Well, I think in Santos's case, it was a self-inflicted wound. These Republicans in New York thought that if they got rid of Santos, they could replace him with a Republican they preferred, and that was botched terribly, and they got a Democrat that they do not prefer. Meanwhile, I think I have a speaker that I prefer to Kevin McCarthy. Mike Johnson won't be the answer to all of our prayers, and I don't think he's purported that he will be. But I do think that we don't have a budget process now with $50 billion in side deals that the American people didn't know about, that the Speaker of the House made with the Biden administration. I also don't think that we're just going to be, tripping over ourselves to give another $60 billion to Ukraine. That was a really important stand that Speaker Johnson took. Moreover, Kevin McCarthy wanted to send funding to Israel without any pay for, and the only Israel aid that we've passed out of the House has been with a subsequent reduction in the IRS so that we're able to achieve some of our additional goals through not driving into debt. So I think those are some specific areas where in one case, in the Santos case, we had a downgrade because of something I opposed. And in the other case, we had a nominal upgrade in something that I had a role in.
Yeah, I think looking back as we covered the whole speaker saga, that I for one, was happy to see that the representation of the American people on display. I think when things don't go super smooth in Washington, D.C., there's an easy criticism for that, but it's not really designed to go super smooth. And the more voices that are heard and represented, probably the messier it seems on the national stage. What is the cohesive Republican message going into November to make sure that we beat Joe Biden in the White House, that we take the Senate so that we don't have disgusting bills like funding Ukraine before we fund our southern border coming out of the Senate, and have a workable majority in the House where we can actually get things done? What's the message to beat Democrats?
I think our message in the upcoming election is going to be around three pillars: border, crime, and the economy. On those areas, Republicans are trusted substantially more than Democrats, and they are the issues that are rising in people's minds as principal voting issues. If you don't feel safe and you blame a particular politician or political party for that degradation in your safety, whether that's your economic safety, your physical safety, that comes front of mind pretty quickly, and we think that'll be really motivating to voters. We think Joe Biden is going to run on democracy promotion, which is a little bit odd while they're trying to kick Donald Trump off the ballot, them and some of their allies, right? There seems to be a little tension in the message that they want to remove the leading candidate for president from the ballot, but yet they're running on this democracy platform. I think in terms of our cohesion, look, not every district is the same, but the real problem I have is it's corrupt up there, and both parties participate in it. I'm the only Republican in the Congress who doesn't take any lobbyist money or any political action committee money. I just fund my campaign through the people. and then the strings aren't attached. And I see how that affects people like Congressman Bost and so many. And it's not even a partisan critique. So I want people to have my back, to come to Congress, to be patriots like Darren Bailey. That'll be the message we're sharing tonight. Heron Civic Center at 5 p.m.
And one more time, the website where people can go to learn more information on this event.
Bailey for Illinois, Bailey for Illinois.com. You can get a ticket, and we'd love to see you there and share this vision for how to move the country forward and really how to respond in this moment. A lot of people feel under siege right now. They feel like with this border open, with prices continuing to rise, that some broad vision for the future seems so distant, that we have issues we have to confront immediately, and people want to know who will fight for them.
Well, I appreciate your time today, Congressman Gates. I hope you enjoy your stay. I don't know, is it snowing down where you guys are right now in Heron?
Not yet. You got a little, you get that early kind of pre-sleet look forming in the sky, so I know it's coming.
Are you Florida born and raised? Do you get to spend much? I guess in D.C. you get plenty of that.
Yeah, we get weather that looks like this in the Mid-Atlantic, but no, as a Florida man, I'm always uncomfortable if I cannot wear flip-flops and sandals.
You can still wear them. I mean, you can still do it if you can handle it. We appreciate you. Welcome to the Midwest. We do have a Midwest nice thing here, but we do have a lot of issues to fix. And I'm an Illinois resident myself, and I am disgusted with the way my state represents itself on a national stage in many cases. So the attention to the Midwest, often overlooked. We appreciate your attention and time this afternoon.
Oh, thank you so much. And I'll try to have a little of that Midwest nice rub off on me while I'm here.
Take that back to Washington, D.C., would you? And then there's a little bless your heart that goes along with it, which comes from the South.
Yeah, a little Southern corollary.
Exactly. Thank you, Congressman Gates. Good to have you.
Take care.
You too. Bye-bye. Well, that was a wild ride. That was all materializing in the last probably 20 minutes to have Congressman Matt Gaetz call into the show. We were grateful that they reached out to us to do that conversation. What do you think about all that? I mean, I would like to have prepared more for that interview, but it literally materialized in 5 minutes. And
I mean, you're your own best advocate. And when you talk to Matt Gaetz, he does bring up some things that you forget about Matt Gaetz. And that is when somebody says, I think I'm the only politician. He didn't say only politician, but he said the only Republican in Congress that takes no money from lobbyists.
That was one of the things that during the whole speaker situation, he was putting that out there. I did not know that about him beforehand. And I appreciate that about him.
I do too.
It makes me feel as though what he's saying reflects one of two things, his constituents or himself. And when I see what he's saying and his advocacy, and it does reflect my thoughts, if it reflects his as well, there's nothing wrong with that. He's his own constituent also. But it does matter to me that he's doesn't have a lot of special interests. I mean, the biggest criticism that exists against Nikki Haley is that she's not going to represent the American people.
Yeah.
She's going to represent her special interests.
I also just appreciate people focusing a little bit on Illinois. I feel like we're not only flyover country, but we are kind of like political purgatory, that nobody really thinks about Illinois very much because we're so far left, and downstate isn't. You know, I mean, the state is two different states. And so just somebody who's willing to come and talk about issues that may relate to Illinois.
And he's looking to primary
I get what
a
he's
Republican
doing.
congressman in Mike Bost, who I very much so like and respect Mike Bost, and Mike Bost will be in the studio next week. So when Darren Bailey, who is challenging him in that primary, is having an event, we've had Darren Bailey on the show many times.
Yeah, of course.
I think they're both good men, and I think Congressman Bost is doing a good job, but this is what a primary is for, advocate. And if Congressman Gaetz is in town to talk about that, I'm not going to pass up the opportunity to have a discussion with him. Back to D's nuts now. I mean, I'm literally on my phone, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, talking to the people who reached out to have him on the show, and you guys are having this conversation. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so embarrassing.
It's so funny. I'm looking at our chat right now because like the stuff that we have to talk about while we're not talking on the air. And Brad says, this show is such a roller coaster sometimes. We went from talking about D's nuts to having a nationally recognized representative on the air.
And it's all happening in real time here with you. So you're seeing the sausage be made. Matt Gaetz on the Annie Fry Show. Pretty cool. Let's take a quick break. Ask us anything when we come back.
Sure.
Yeah.
We'll do it.
Yeah.
All right. Don't go away. The Annie Fry Show will be back in just a minute.
So fast I could clock it up.
The Annie Fry Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
Stewart's American Mortgage is the home of the bagel loan. And if you were looking for a home, you want a bagel loan. Why? No closing costs, man. That is such an impactful thing that can happen to you through this mortgage process where you get to make the offer, you know what your budget is, you're going to try to get the house for X, they're going to negotiate with Y, you're going to come up with something in between. But when it comes to paying those closing costs, that's an upfront cost. It comes, out of the cash that you have or whatever it might be. How about getting rid of it? Not where it's like, oh, I can roll this into the loan or whatever. The closing costs don't exist. But it only is with Stewie at Stewart's American Mortgage that you can get the bagel loan. So if you reach out to him, you call him or text him, this number goes directly to Stewie, 314-324-4440. Do yourself a favor, put this number in your phone right now, and you can save it for a time when you can, budget the time to text him or call him or whatever. 314-324-4440. 314-324-4440, and ask how a bagel loan can help you. Google the bagel loan, NMLS number 226715.
You're listening to the Annie Fry Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. Air Comfort Service is hiring licensed journeymen. Don't have a journeyman license? Air Comfort Service will help you get it. Get guaranteed hours year-round and more. Apply online at aircomfortservice.com.
What's your favorite four-letter word? Chances are you've said it more than a few times dealing with this crazy world we live in. But at Compass Retirement Solutions, our four-letter word of choice is hope. Hope for a better tomorrow. And hope that your retirement plans don't take a back seat. You've watched inflation soar, and maybe your retirement future feels a little uncertain right now. But all hope is not lost. Find out exactly how much risk you're still taking with your investments. Find out how you may be able to save big on taxes. And find out how having a written retirement plan just might give you the hope you've been looking for. Call today to set up a meeting. 314-373-1598. That's 314-373-1598. Compass Retirement Solutions. 314-373-1598. Firm offers insurance services but does not provide tax advice. Investments and services offered through Compass Retirement Group, a registered investment advisory firm in Missouri and Illinois. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
This weekend, February 16th, 17th, and 18th, it's the semi-annual Missouri Arms Collectors Gun Show at the Arnold Eagles Hall in Arnold, Missouri. Browse tables of firearms, ammo, knives, books, and military items. Buy, sell, or trade. Admission's only $9, kids under 12 free with a paid adult, and parking is free. Don't miss the semi-annual Missouri Arms Collectors Gun Show this weekend at the Arnold Eagles on 1725 Jeffco Boulevard. For complete information, visit MissouriArms.com. The Missouri Arms Collectors Association is a not-for-profit NRA affiliate.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at lancedrurylaw.com or call us toll-free at 888-367-6512.
Well, the Annie Fry Show just had the opportunity to talk to Representative Matt Gaetz. If you're just tuning in now and you missed that, you can always get the podcast. Highly recommend when that kind of things happen, get the podcast, because it's not every day that you have Matt Gaetz on. It is 1:43. The Annie Fry YouTube live chat poll of the day is Putin a bad guy, yes or no? Pretty straightforward poll. Let us know what you think about that. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
Critical thinking in critical times. This is St. Louis's home for conservative talk. 97.1 FM Talk. Everyone is welcome.
I'm not gonna lay around and whine and moan, 'cause somebody done me wrong. Don't think for a minute that I'm gonna sit around and sing some old sad song. I believe
entire show is shot. We had one bright spot. Thank you, Congressman Gates, for showing up and for coming on with us. Matt Gates was just on with us in the last segment, right? That just happened?
Yeah.
That just happened.
Because all you boys will talk about is D's nuts.
It's so funny. we just keep making puns.
One of the biggest interviews that we've had that was Put your clicky pen away.
I just broke it.
Oh, good.
I was getting too excited.
We're doing a What Did I Miss segment, and there was a legitimate court case where a transgender woman, which means assigned male at birth, I'm using the lingo, assigned male at birth, transitioned into being a woman, but wanted to keep her testicles, put them in the fridge, and her significant other, after over a year's time, if not years, had enough of them.
Dem nuts.
So is it from the
dem
trial
or does?
Is it nose?
It depends. It depends.
Can we hear the audio?
We're
again?
either going to have Matt Gates as a weekly guest or never ever again.
Wouldn't that be amazing if he only called in because he was listening? Like, man, that's a funny segment. I need to be on that show. I'm Matt Gates. I can do it.
He's like, do you know these people? Oh, sure.
That conversation can't sound much different than what goes on in Congress anyway.
Man, with some of the things that come out of Congress, some of the things that they're not prosecuting that have happened off hours in Congress in the Senate building.
You said family members are getting phone calls laughing because we had this conversation.
My dad just texted me.
I just going to out your dad.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not going to say who it is.
Yeah, don't out the people. It was your mother. My son is so funny.
It was my grandma.
Yeah. Okay. Your 90-something-year-old grandma. People in the comments. We should do Ask Us Anything.
Okay.
You have to ask me nicely.
Don't make me beg here.
Ask me anything.
Tell me the truth! Is it from Lethal Weapon?
What? Tell me the truth?
D's nuts.
Oh, gosh, I don't know.
I
I don't know where D's nuts
no,
originated.
that was that guy on. It
Where
was an internet.
did
Careful.
D's nuts originate?
Are you Googling this?
Yes, I am.
Welcome to
D's
Ryan's
nuts
last.
meaning and origin.
This is not the Ask Us Anything. Can we do this on the break? That's all we've talked about on the
You
break.
guys
is
go
the
ahead and
subject.
do the segment.
Who's got a question? Does somebody have a question?
We got one online. Here.
Yeah.
My first question is, how comfortable do you feel driving in the snow? Leah?
Not at all.
Do you have a snow-equipped car?
No.
Neither do I.
No.
I mean, I don't know. My van will do okay, but it's going to be a slow ride.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I will take it easy on the way home. Fog.
Fog.
What is it?
Fog hat.
Fog hat? I never know the difference between fog hat and what is the
Foghorn.
foghead leghorn or what?
Foghorn leghorn.
I don't ever know which one's the character. I'll say.
I'll say that's
It's
a
hard
slow
to drive
ride.
home in
A
this
slow
snow.
ride.
I gotta take it slow ride and take it easy. I don't know if that's how he talks, but
That's exactly.
so fog hat.
Fog hat.
Oh, it has fog.
Are you referring to the song "Slow Ride"? That's what you're trying to get to here. Okay, just
I'm
making
not
sure.
referring to it. I said it.
Okay,
She quoted it.
but she didn't know who sang it. She
No,
thought it
I
was Foghorn
did.
Leghorn.
Snow driving.
I'm a big fan. I like driving in it. I think it's fun.
I'm gonna
You
put
got
my.
a giant.
I'm gonna
like-
put the
Yeah.
Pacifica in the back of your truck bed on the way home and just
Come
be
on,
like,
it'll be a
"Whee!"
blast.
Yeah.
I liked it whenever I didn't have a big giant truck. I just like the feeling of driving in the snow. It feels like your car has a million gajillion horsepower and you can just do whatever. you
Wow,
want
that
with
is
it.
not my experience.
Yeah.
Ryan,
No, my car doesn't have a gajillion, but it's okay.
don't
It's
you
an
usually
SUV.
call Brad for a ride when it snows?
Well, I think I have done that before.
Just like,
Yeah, and he was mad because I spilled his latte.
Dad.
None of this is. I don't remember any of
Dad,
that.
will
I
you
remember
take
there
me to
being some sort of
school?
issue that I had to have Brad pick me up.
Yes,
I thought it
the
was
issue-
because my car was getting worked
The
on.
issue was snow.
No,
was
was
snow.
it? Was
It was
Yeah.
snow.
Why couldn't I get out of my driveway? I have an SUV.
I think your wife
Hey,
had
Ryan.
your SUV.
Oh, maybe that's what
Ryan,
it was.
it's because you weren't comfortable driving in the snow.
No, that is not true. Because my answer to your question is, yeah, I fear no snow. I'm fine with it. I approach it like The Rock approaches any other wrestler.
Any other wrestler.
Next question.
Yeah. Here's one from Doug. It says, ask me anything. Which film series, for example, Indiana Jones, Fast and Furious, Jurassic Park, etc., was the best? No Star Wars.
I think Jurassic World is a really good series.
Mhm.
Jurassic Park, the original, is a great movie, but the other ones suck. The other Jurassic Parks from the original.
I will say, as far as franchises go, I'll say I like Star Trek the best. There's a lot to that, but
I'm a huge fan of the I don't know what they're called, but the Marvel up
Yeah, the
until Endgame.
MCU.
MCU?
Yep, the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
But after Endgame,
yeah,
bye.
I agree so much. They had it. It's great. Put a bow on it. You're done.
Yeah.
My
I could watch that. I could go through and watch that series of movies over and over and over again.
Leah.
Well, I'm going to show my age here. I haven't seen Indiana Jones or Jurassic Park, and I've only seen a couple of Fast
You
and
haven't seen
Furious.
any of the Jurassic Worlds? That's not really an age thing, though. Those are like from
Those
your
are
time.
pretty new.
Yeah, they're making
just-
a fourth.
Yeah,
right
I
now.
just haven't seen any.
you don't want to jump in the middle because you haven't seen the originals.
No,
I'm
Is
just
that
not
fair?
interested in dinosaurs.
I kind of am. I'm not either. I'm not blaming you.
She's only interested in eating healthy and taking care of herself.
That's right.
Well,
I
just doing things to make us look bad.
Dinosaurs, Brian. Those aren't even here anymore.
Look.
What would I do with them?
Hey, it's super cool that you guys like dinosaurs and fire trucks, but I'm over here doing adult stuff. So
Yeah.
you guys enjoy yourself.
Deadlifts,
Yeah.
just in case.
Have fun with playing with tractors. I'm going to go do a deadlift. Don't you have some horror franchises that you're really into?
She said
though?
that she likes to stay at home and watch Saw on Valentine's Day.
You know what? I've been trying to get into the Saw series.
Weird.
It is rough, man. It's pretty rough.
Maybe Leah can give you tips on how to be tough through those,
Yeah.
and then after that, Brad can drive you home in his car in the
not
snow.
for the week.
No, it's just hard to pay attention because I'm constantly crashing my trucks into each other. I'm going. I'm not paying attention to what's
During
on the screen.
Saw?
For the record,
Yeah,
he's
during
talking
Saw.
about toy trucks.
Toy trucks. Yeah. I'm not afraid of no snow. I have a question.
That would be great. Carry on.
Have you ever had a nickname? Any of you?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. That smile suggests that it was.
What? No.
Okay.
What would your nickname for me be?
Fried beans or something. Deep fry.
When I think it was like in 1995 or 1996, there was a movie that came out. I don't even know if it ever. I think it's like a made-for-TV movie, which is saying something in 1995 or 1996 because there was a lot less outlet for that type of production. But it was about a high school girls basketball player who made the boys team, and the movie was called Annie O.
Okay.
So it was Annie O.
So people called you Annie O.
I played basketball
They just basically changed your last initial.
for the girls team, but Annie O. That's not nearly as exciting as you hoped, is it?
No, it's not.
Annie Banani.
Yeah.
Is another one.
My nicknames in high school were never really clever. They just added an R to the end of my name, so I was Ranger,
Mhm.
or they would call me Home on the Range.
That's a lot. What was your nickname?
Well, Wiggins has quite a few.
Yeah, like which one?
Wiggy was pretty. I mean, John Hancock still calls me Wiggy on the
Yeah,
air.
he does.
Do you like it?
I don't really care. It honestly blows right. I don't even notice it. But the only one, my friend. So I was always the person who gave out nicknames, as you could imagine. So my friends decided.
Is that what he does? Hancock?
What?
Does Hancock do that?
Wiki wiki.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't really do a whole lot of rap stuff in general.
That's the only reason why I told him he could host for me.
Because you thought he was good at
well,
hip-hop?
Haven't you heard of his legendary rap?
No.
It's a huge deal.
Oh, let's call him. Actually, if Gates tries to get on again, tell him we got bigger
We'll
plans.
get John Hancock
We gotta
coming
get
into
John
rap.
Hancock from down the hall.
He's legendary rapper.
I've never heard that before, but I believe you.
It's kind of a
Based
inside
on the look
secret.
on your face right now, I can tell you're telling the truth.
Just want to know how long it takes to get back to him.
My friends, yeah. Let's start the timer. See how long it takes for John Hancock to hear about that. My friends tried to give me a nickname because they were tired of me giving everybody nicknames.
Were you giving mean nicknames
Not really mean, just
to you? You thought they were funny. So
I thought they were
okay?
funny, so they were fine.
Yeah. Any good nickname.
They tried to call me Chicken Strip, and I was like, I don't really know why. It doesn't mean anything.
Have you seen Night at the Museum?
No.
Who's the little guy who's in Night at the Museum?
Robin Williams?
No.
I
He's
can't
talking
think of
about
the
the little
character's
characters.
name.
No, I'll get back to it. But he gives nickname. Like
Yeah,
he finishes.
Owen Wilson.
No, he finishes every phrase by calling somebody something like chicken strip.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
But I adopted it, and now I call myself the chicken stripper as a moniker in games.
What a journey that story was.
Yep.
Leah, do you have a nickname?
I don't have a nickname. I don't think I've ever really had a nickname.
I want one. Ryan will give you one.
I'm
Sure.
surprised he hasn't given you
Yeah,
one
I was
yet
gonna say
already.
I'm good with whatever people want to call me. Just
You've never had one?
No, I mean people might call me stuff behind my back, but
Oh, I got a lot of that.
yeah, never to my face.
Mostly
so.
in the youth sports arena.
Yeah,
I think you are going to be...
not chicken strip.
Mickey
No.
Rooney.
Mickey Rooney was in that?
No, that's her nickname.
That's better than what I was going to have. So, Mickey
Yeah.
Rooney.
Mickey Rooney.
Why?
Go watch. No, I was joking about that part.
Oh,
Mickey Rooney, go watch Night at the Museum and listen to all the things he. One of the things he calls people is at one point is hopscotch.
Okay. Mickey
what do you want to call
Rooney.
He's
me?
the guard. Okay.
Yeah, no. Hold that thought.
Mickey Rooney.
By the end of the show.
It's going to be Mickey Rooney.
By the end of the show.
Okay.
We'll get a Leah nickname.
Okay.
We'll
Well,
take-
I already got one, but
We'll take nickname suggestions on the live chat too.
yep, please do.
YouTube live chat. Are there any other questions we want to answer here before we get to
We need to know what you think Leah should be called.
X's and O's is coming up? We had a very special guest. I put this out last night on Twitter. This special guest cannot make it in because of the weather. And from what I understand, the roads aren't that great. So if you're traveling right now on any of the St. Louis roads, please be careful. Keep 97.1 FM Talk on. And Sue will be in here for all the traffic updates at 3 o'clock. So everything you need to know. It's still coming down. And I got to say, as far as snow goes, this is a beautiful, beautiful snow. But it looks like it's coming down with some effort, which makes me feel like it's probably wet and maybe a little icy. So just be very careful. If you've got reports as well of roads that are bad or whatever it might be, come on to the Annie Fry YouTube channel when you're in a safe place to be able to communicate that, and we might relay some of that as well to you. X's and O's, a recap of the week in news. We come back, and we've got McKinley, who has played before, and a new contestant, Colin, our security guard, who is so fun in studio when we come back.
It might be wrong,
Are you ready to smell better naked? I'm Dr. Shannon Klingman, the OBGYN creator of Lumi, the whole body deodorant that's clinically proven to control odor for 72 hours on pits, feet, privates, and beyond. It's pH optimized to safely and effectively control odor anywhere you have it, but wish you didn't. Plus, it's proven to work better than a shower with soap alone. Whether you shower twice a day or 3 times a week, Lumi works better. And who doesn't want zero body odor? With over 200,000 5-star reviews, I'm so sure you're going to love it, or you can return it for free.
There's a special offer for listeners. Use code 800 and get an extra $5 off a Lumi starter pack that comes with a solid stick, cream tube, free product of your choice, and ships free with code 800. LumeDeodorant.com, code 800 for an extra $5 off a Lumi starter pack. Love it or return it for free. That's LumeDeodorant.com, code 800.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-359-3434. 800-359-3434.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Del Walmsley and the Wealth Cycle.
This is the wealth cycle that I've taught for 30 years. Buy one house, 10 houses, an apartment, 2 apartments, 8, 20, 500 units, 1,000 units, 2,000, 5,000 units. And as you keep putting the money and the profits back in, you become one of those rich people. And much quicker than you'd even believe.
Learn Dell's Wealth Cycle at GiveMeTotalFreedom.com. Use promo code 2024. Save 60%. Code 2024. GiveMeTotalFreedom.com. GiveMeTotalFreedom.com.
KFTK FM Florissant. From the Under Law Injury Lawyers, GetJim.com studio. 97.1 FM Talk. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Two teenagers charged in Kansas City. On Lisa Brady, Fox News. They're the only two suspects still in custody for Wednesday's shooting at the end of a parade and rally celebrating the Chiefs' Super Bowl win.
A statement from Jackson County, Missouri Family Court says two juveniles are charged with, quote, gun-related offenses and resisting arrest, and that future charges are expected, quote, as the investigation by the Kansas City Police Department continues. The shooting outside Union Station, in the presence of more than 800 police officers in the area, left a mother of 2 dead and 22 people hurt. Police had initially detained 3 juveniles, but released one they said wasn't involved.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers, the police chief, has said it appears a dispute led to the shooting. They're still looking for others who may have been involved. Texas Governor Greg Abbott just announcing that a base camp is being built near the southern U.S. border for the Texas National Guard.
This will increase the ability for a larger number of Texas Military Department personnel in Eagle Pass to operate more effectively and more efficiently.
Abbott's previous efforts to crack down on illegal crossings using state resources have been challenged in court by the Biden administration. The White House calling for an investigation into the reported death of Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny in a Russian prison.
He was brave. He was principled. He was dedicated to building a Russia where the rule of law existed and where it applied to everybody. Navalny believed in that Russia.
President Biden says President Putin is responsible for Navalny's death. He also says it's a reminder of what's at stake, urging Congress again to pass more aid for Ukraine to defend itself against Russia. A mistrial just declared with a deadlocked jury at the Ohio murder trial of a former sheriff's deputy charged in the 2020 killing of a black man who was trying to enter his grandmother's house. America is listening to Fox News.
Angie's List is now Angie, and we've heard a lot of theories about why.
I thought it was an eco move. Fewer words, less paper.
No, it was so you could say it faster.
No, it's to be more iconic.
Must be a tech thing. But those aren't quite right. It's because now you can compare upfront prices, book a service instantly, and even get your project handled from start to finish.
Sounds easy.
It is, and it makes us so much more than just a list. Get started at Angie.com. That's ANGI, or download the app today.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare information guide absolutely free. Call 800-919-3200. That's 800-919-3200. 800-919-3200.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation, weather.
Let's keep the slop going through our Friday afternoon with snow, sleet, and rain. Emphasis on the snow. 1 to 2 inches, the general amount across the St. Louis area. A little more to the north. It's windy, 35. Tonight, clouds and flurries this evening. Windy and cold overnight, 22. Cold and sunny on Saturday, 34. Sunny on Sunday. Cold morning, but near 50 in the afternoon. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank and Celtic Bank, members FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
Are you the decision maker in your company? Consider this. For the first time in decades, there's a better option for a corporate card and spend management platform. Meet Ramp, the only corporate card and spend management system designed to help you spend less money so you can make more. Most corporate credit cards offer points as incentives, but those points amount to less than their worth in real cash value. Ramp's corporate cards offer you cash back, real money in your pocket. Plus, you control who spends what with each vendor. And Ramp's software collects and verifies receipts automatically, which means you'll stop wasteful spending and close your books in hours instead of days. Businesses that use Ramp add up to 5% to their bottom line the first year. If you're a decision maker, adding Ramp could be one of the best decisions you've ever made. And now get $250 when you join Ramp. Just go to ramp.com/free. Ramp.com/free. RAMP.com/free.
Have you ever been sitting around or driving like you're probably doing right now? Man, I think I need a new furnace or an air conditioner. Have you? I mean, I think about you thinking about it all the time. Regardless of what's going on right now with the economy and with these mandates and the prices going absolutely crazy, I would have to say, without a question, the best time to buy is actually right now. No gimmicks, no tricks. 5 years, no interest on a furnace and air conditioner. Get your prices, get your quotes, get your monthly payments, and then call me and buy now to where you can make your choice and you can still get the so-called inefficient models. Call me, Bart Inman, one easy number, Missouri and Illinois, 314-293-2600. Again, the easiest number, Missouri and Illinois, and your only number, 314-293-2600 or bartinman.com. Now that is Bart with a B, Inman with an I.com.
Victory Men's Health is making it easier than ever before to feel like your old self again. Mark Cox here from my friends at Victory Men's Health. Now they're offering telehealth. You reside in Illinois or Missouri, the process is easy. Just go to their website, pick the service you're interested in. Maybe it's semaglutide for weight loss or hormone therapy or micronutrient testing. Once you've made your selection and your results are in, they'll do a video telehealth consult to review. Go to victorymenshealth.com.
Do you have multiple years of unfiled taxes or owe more than $8,000? The attorneys at Allies Tax Relief are your ally and will stop the IRS from garnishing your wages or them levying your bank account. Call 800-230-5174.
Conservative solutions, objective conclusions. For news and opinion, this is St. Louis's home for conservative talk. 97.1 FM Talk. The Annie Fry Show YouTube live chat poll of the day is sponsored by Ruler Foods. Low prices, no coupons. Ruler Foods.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
They got someone here knows what they're talking about.
Left up, left right, gotta love this American ride.
Hey, you need to take some time to get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid, keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Fry Show.
Yeah, it is. It's 2:07 on a Friday afternoon, a snowy Friday afternoon, and I'm looking outside. The snow's still coming down. The roads look a little bit sloppy, and Mark Reardon has stormed into the studio because you've had a change of plans, as I understand it.
Well, oh, sorry. I should have turned on my own mic, Brad. I apologize for that. You know, we were going to do our first Fish Fry Friday today. We did a Fish Fry tour last year, and we were going to be out in Chesterfield. They canceled the Fish Fry. So, true story. I'm at my house this morning. I was cleaning my house. The glamorous life of a talk show host.
Sure,
right?
yeah.
And I could
At least
see
you clean it.
Right, well, and I could see out the window, and my wife was not home, and she texted, wow, it's like legit snowing. And I'm like, yeah, it kind of is. And never in my mind does it occur that maybe it was going to be this bad and they were going to cancel the Fish Fry. I'm just doing my thing. And then Fred texts me and says, are you following this? And I thought Fonnie Willis had just taken the stand again. But here's my advice for people. Don't drive. It's really bad. So I drove from 44 and 141 all the way here to downtown from about where Bowles is, where Wally's. There's a Wally's out there.
Wally's!
From all the way there past 270 was backed up. And you can see people. I saw people with pickup trucks slipping and sliding. Ooh. So if you have bare tires, for the love of God, stay home. It's bad out there. And at least they predicted it would be like this, right?
Did you see Ryan Wiggins' weather report?
No, I did not.
Well, we actually did, Brad. We went to the KFDK weather department. And people joining us now for the first time may not have heard. We have a very official setup here on the Annie Fry Show. So we sent Ryan Wiggins in the weather department to tell us how the weather is going. But just to recap while we get that ready, The fish fry today is
Fish fries off. We're going to do the round
It's off.
table. It's a little different. Jane's coming in. She's going to brave the weather. Jeff Smith, probably arguably a little easier for him to get here than Chesterfield. Mr. Lamping is out in Augusta. Not safe for him. We're going to do it on the phone, make an exception this afternoon. But George Gray's coming in from The Price is Right. We're going to do, I know you guys got a great game coming up. We do The Price is Wrong in the 5 o'clock hour. So we're still going to be loaded up, but just a little different here this afternoon. That's all.
okay. Well, Ryan, we appreciate your efforts to go in. Can you see the? Can you?
I can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's listen into the weather.
This is Ryan Wiggins reporting live from the KFTK Weather Center. It is snowing. It is very windy. It is on the roof, so it is even more windy than if you're on the ground. I got a problem with the KFTK Weather Center. I don't know why I'm doing it outside. And then also, whenever I request, it's fine for everybody else, whenever I request to go do the weather from the KFTK Weather Center when it's not doing this, they're like, no, you're fine. There's a pool right there. In the summer, they never let us broadcast from the KFTK Weather Center. But in the middle of the winter, they're like, hey, yeah, do it all you want. I'm not a huge fan of that. Weather report, next 5 minutes, 100% chance that it sucks.
Wait. Can I ask a question?
You can ask anything.
Yeah, please.
Is there really a pool on the roof here?
Yes.
I had no
my
idea.
gosh, yeah.
I had no
Yeah.
idea.
It's because you've never been in the weather
You
center.
don't go to the
Use
weather
that
center in the summer.
Oh, that's why. I've
Yeah.
never been to the weather
You're
center.
usually in here.
Yes.
You know there are people
Correspondents
who
are up there.
live in this building too, and it's not just us.
Well, yeah, I did know that. But can we use the pool?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I have it on good authority that you can use it anytime you want.
Well, I think in the summer during Annie's show, I might be doing a little sunbathing up there.
It's all right.
What do
Yeah.
you think? And
We
by
can
the
go to
way,
you in the weather center.
second question: what in the hell were you wearing in
Oh,
that
that's
video?
Oh, it's just a coat. It was just a normal
No, it's
coat.
not. No, it's not.
It's
No,
just
no,
a
no.
normal coat that men wear.
No, it's not.
Confident men.
No, it is not.
Secure men.
You guys have fun.
Real quick, we wanted to tell you, sorry about your loss for Mr. Positivity yesterday.
Oh, yeah. I was a little shocked by that. We had the Odyssey Awards, and I just sent our boss, Becky, a note, and I'm like, I'm a little disappointed that I didn't win Mr. Positivity. I thought it would have been unanimous. I really did. But I guess
It's
it
weird.
wasn't meant to be
You
this
weren't
year.
even nominated, which is weird.
It's like the Oscars. Leo got snubbed, too. Think of it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did
I
Barbie.
will from now on.
Yeah, that's
Anytime
exactly
you
how-
don't get nominated for anything. Well,
That's what
Leo
happens.
DiCaprio didn't
All
either.
right, guys. We'll see.
Thank you, Mark. Mark will be in studio today with his roundtable as the fish fry has been canceled. We wanted to make sure that we updated you on that. You know who did get nominated for Mr. Positivity?
I do. Brad Range.
Of course.
Who also did not win.
He didn't win.
Didn't win.
But you got nominated.
It's ridiculous.
It's an honor to be nominated, isn't it?
Yes.
Can we
All
talk
right.
about your award or not?
Yes.
We are now.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you won Social Media Ambassador of the
We
Year.
did, yeah. It's pretty cool. I haven't seen this yet. I'm taking it out of the
Okay.
box for the first time. Oh, they wrote it on here backwards.
And they put 2023. Do they not even know what year it is?
Well, I won the 2023 one.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah. I might suck in 2024. We don't know yet.
Yeah, we'll find out.
2023 Social Ambassador demonstrates initiative, creativity, and high-level engagement on social media tied directly to brand and or company. Annie Fry Show. Thank you guys. Probably, if it's okay, I haven't talked to you yet. They videoed you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan and Brad gave my acceptance speech because I was helping coach 6th grade girls basketball last night.
Yeah.
And it was really funny. I appreciated it. All right,
Ready to go?
Todd,
All right.
you got to
it's Todd.
introduce our contestants
Okay.
here.
Our first contestant, I'll say, is McKinley.
I'm back.
Because McKinley is coming back.
Yeah.
Now,
Welcome back.
your record, do you remember what your record is so far?
I'm 1-0.
1-0.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you had played twice, but okay. So you
I
won
think-
once.
Oh, wait, no, sorry. It's 1-1.
Okay, that's
my
what I
bad.
thought. That's what I thought.
It's a rubber match.
I
Okay.
never lose. What do you mean?
Hey, we just don't talk about the losses.
Right, we just don't consider those to be.
exactly.
Yeah, it's like the national debt.
Right, that's right. And then Colin is here.
Colin!
Hey, Colin, thank you for doing this.
You want to talk about Mr. Positivity?
Yeah.
Colin is like the nicest guy to walk into the front desk and see every day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
He's our muscle. He's our security.
Yeah.
And we love him.
And Colin is
Love
about
you guys.
Yeah, thank you very much.
I really do.
Just so you know, if you ever try to break into this building, Colin is 8'9".
Yeah, he is. It's outrageous, and we're really excited to have him.
Thank you, guys.
So we're glad to have you guys both playing on this snowy day here in St. Louis, X's and O's. Now, since, Colin, you haven't played before, I'll explain the rules. McKinley, you know the rules already. We have a tic-tac-toe board behind you here. It is numbered 1 through 9. Each one of those squares has a corresponding question to it. So you just play tic-tac-toe like normal, except that you'll say, okay, I'll take square number 3. And then you have to pick one of the experts in the room, which is Annie, Brad, or Leah. Each one of them can answer 3 times each. And then they will answer the question. You simply agree or disagree with their answer.
All right.
That's how we play.
Sounds easy enough.
All right. So we'll bring in our very, very intense background music here.
Sean Hannity.
Which we're told is normally Todd, but he's out. And Sean Hannity.
Where's the pen quickie?
If you missed that joke from the 12 o'clock hour.
There it is.
We're not going to explain it. We're just going to say that Sean Hannity's playing the drums today.
It's not actually Hannity playing the drums. It's still Todd.
News to me.
For real.
News to me.
They look a lot alike, though.
Okay. Let's see. I think Colin's going to have to go first.
He's new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he is the new guy to the room. So, Colin, the board is behind you here.
Yep.
Pick number 1 through 9. Where do you want to start?
Might as well start with 1.
Number 1. And who
Start
is
at the
your
beginning.
expert that's going to answer this question for you? Annie, Brad, or Leah?
I'll tell you what. I think I'll go with Leah since I know her the least.
Okay. There you go.
Okay. Leah, you have found our first audio whoopee. Whoopee. There were many $7 million ads that ran in Sunday's Super Bowl.
Oh, no. I forgot these could have Super Bowl. I'm bad at this.
Here is one of the political ads that ran.
Kennedy, 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 Kennedy.
Do you want a man for president who's seasoned through and through? A man who's old enough to know
And young enough to do.
Well, it's up to you, it's up to you. It's strictly up to you.
American Values 2024 is responsible for the content of this advertisement.
30-second ad cost $7 million in the Super Bowl, $0 just now on the Annie Fry Show.
Hey, we're
sorry.
not doing this right.
Sorry, I know. We kind of messed that up.
Don't tell sales.
That was RFK Jr., as in Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s throwback ad, remaking a real political commercial from 1960 for who? Who was the original ad for?
So I don't know his name, but it's his dad. So I know that doesn't really.
RFK Sr.
Yeah.
Is what you're going to say.
Do you know what RFK Jr.'s dad's name
No,
was?
it's probably the
It's
same.
You just changed one letter, changed
Yeah.
the J to an S. That's it. RFK Jr. changed to RFK SR Senior. That's what you want to go
It's his
with.
dad. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Colin, do you agree or disagree that that was originally a Robert F. Kennedy Sr. ad?
Well, I don't think Leah would ever lie to me, so I'm going to go ahead with what she said.
It's not about lying. It's about just not knowing.
No,
What
this
Colin
is
just
a
did
lie.
there was the anti-Fonnie Willis. You would never lie.
Oh, you're right. Leah would never lie to you. She would actually mislead you, though. That was John F. Kennedy's ad originally. So, unfortunately, McKinley, you're going to steal that square, and now it's your turn. Unfortunately for Colin.
What's the relation? What did I get?
Uncle.
Uncle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of he had to apologize and stuff, which was all ridiculous.
I knew it was family.
I think they had to. I think he chose to.
He chose to. All right, so McKinley has chosen X's, and now it is McKinley's turn. That was one of the harder questions, I got to say.
I'm going to do number 5. I always like starting with number 5.
Number 5. Okay, and who is answering this question for you?
I'll go Brad.
Okay.
Brad, amidst vice presidential rumors, Senator Tim Scott is going to join Trump at a campaign rally soon and is scheduled to speak at that rally. In which state is Tim Scott joining a Trump rally?
Well, he's been at almost all of them. So, South Carolina.
Okay,
My
going with
best
South
guess.
Carolina. Kinley?
It's a 1 in 50 shot, so I'll
That's
agree.
right. Oh, going with the odds, huh?
Yeah.
That is correct.
Nice.
That is South Carolina. Yeah, that is, of course, Tim Scott's home state. That is probably why he's speaking there. Although they're talking about VP, Annie, for Tim Scott.
Yeah, I'm for it.
X gets the square right down the middle. Colin, playing a little defense here.
Hey, this is going to be the shortest game ever.
No, we've had short
we keep
games.
playing, by the way. We don't stop at one.
I'll do number
tic-tac-toe.
9.
Okay.
Of course, I got to do that.
For the block.
For the block. Who's answering the question for you?
Annie.
Annie.
Let's go.
Fox News ran an article this week titled, quote, 5 Democrats who have been floated as possible Biden replacements. Name 3 that Fox News quoted in that article.
Say that question again.
Fox News ran an article this week titled 5 Democrats who have been floated as possible Biden replacements. Name 3.
Say it again. I got 2. I'm trying to think of the third.
Name 3 Democrats who have been floated as possible Biden replacements, according to Fox News. These would be like the top
the presidential.
replacements. Yeah.
Gretchen Whitmer. Gavin Newsom. Man, they all stink.
That's 2.
And Tim Scott. I'm giving this one to Colin. I'm giving this one to Colin. I don't know the answer.
Gavin Newsom, Gretchen Whitmer, and Tim Scott
Definitely not.
could replace Joe Biden. What do you say, Colin?
That's a big no.
That is a big no.
Michelle
That is
Obama,
correct.
obviously, the
Michelle
person who I've
Obama
always been
was
thinking of.
number 3. The other 2 that you didn't mention were Kamala Harris.
I wanted to put that on
That's a
there, but
tricky
I
one.
wasn't sure if
Yep.
the Democrats still thought that was a good idea.
Right, that's a tricky one. The other one was Kentucky Governor Andy Bashir.
Oh,
is
I
being
didn't. I
talked
would not have come up with that one. And I was
Yeah.
really. I'm gonna be honest. I was really trying hard not to look at the suggestions on the stream.
Uh-oh,
I
don't do that to
I
her.
didn't cheat. So.
Okay.
All right. So you get the block.
All
You
right,
get the- you
Colin's
get
got the
O.
block.
Okay.
And
All
the
right.
game persists.
Let's take a quick break here, and when we come back, we'll have McKinley and Colin will finish up X's and O's. No tic-tac-toe as of yet. We got 2 X's for McKinley, a 1-0 for Colin, and 6 squares to go. Stick around. Come and join us on the Annie Fry YouTube channel and play along with us. Vote in that YouTube live chat poll as well. We're going to talk about this in a little bit. Is Putin a bad guy? It's a very simple question, right, folks? Yes or no? We need to know why you voted the way you did as well. We'll be right back.
You're listening to The Annie Fry Show on St. Louis's home for conservative talk. Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Fry Show.
Cooking MCs like a pound of bacon, burning them, being quick and nimble. I go crazy when I hear a cymbal and a hi-hat with a souped-up tempo. I'm on a roll. It's time to go solo. Rolling.
To have a roof over your head, a nice roof over your head, is very important.
That's Rick talking about his experience with Rhino Shield ceramic coating.
We got Rhino Shield 18 years ago, and they're very cooperative on getting us the right paint. They were in and out and done in no time. Once it was finished, looked great. We were very happy with it.
The main reason Rick called Rhino Shield is because it's backed by a 25-year transferable warranty.
We've watched a lot of people get their house painted 3 or 4 times, and we haven't had to do any of it. I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to have to paint it every 5-7 years.
Take a tip from Rick and put down the paintbrush and call Rhino Shield for your free evaluation. 877-25-RHINO. 877-25-RHINO. Or visit 877-25rhino.com.
We got Rhino Shield 18 years ago. Financially makes sense, especially if it's going to last like this did. Still looks great.
Call now. 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com.
Don't paint, don't vinyl, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Hey, Rob Bradford here. I have set out on a mission with my good friends at FanDuel to prove what I have known for some time. Baseball isn't boring. Now I have a daily podcast to prove it with some of the most notable people in the baseball world, screaming baseball isn't boring from the mountaintops, or at least agreeing to come on our show. Players, managers, GMs, and yes, even the commissioner of baseball, Rob Manfred. It has been a constant wave of baseball's most powerful voices. So join the revolution. Subscribe and soak in Baseball Isn't Boring. Listen on your Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts. You'll be glad you did.
Hi, this is Thomas Helbig with the Retirement Advisory Group.
Hi, I'm Bob Kershaw. As a family business, we are committed to protecting your retirement, whether you're nearing retirement or already retired. What if it were possible to protect you from market downturns without having to make an emotional decision to buy or sell? What if you could take advantage of a strategy that would automatically take you out of harm's way during the bad years and position you for the growth opportunity during the good years?
The secret is in linking safely to the market without putting your principal at risk. By linking to the market instead of owning the market, you can participate safely on autopilot and lock in your gains without creating a taxable event. Go online at retirementkey.com for a no-obligation retirement review. We'll teach you the strategy that has helped our clients retire with confidence for the past 38 years. And just for coming in, you'll get a copy of our latest edition book, Your Key to a Worry-Free Retirement. So go online at retirementkey.com. That's retirementkey.com.
Hi, this is Steve Butts with the Crawford Butts Insurance Agency.
I know we're all experiencing sticker shock when you get your insurance premium. Now more than ever, you need an independent insurance agent to find the best value for your family's insurance needs. Crawford Butts, family owned and operated for more than 60 years. Please give us a call at 314-752-2500 or at crawfordbutts.com.
You're listening to the Annie Fry Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. If your furnace isn't working, get in your comfort zone with 55 years of award-winning HVAC service from Air Comfort Service. Mention the Annie Fry Show to save $55 off any service repair at aircomfortservice.com.
97.1 and thousands of music options, plus millions of podcasts are all on the free Odyssey app. Download the app or tell your smart speaker to play 97.1 and it comes up automatically. 97.1 FM Talk.
Ooh, yeah, yeah. They say it's all right. They say it's all right.
This is the Annie Fry Show.
Have a good time, 'cause it's all right. Whoa,
Interact with Annie on Facebook. The Annie Fry Show.
Slow. Up in the lights are low. When you move it slow, it feels like a moan. 'Cause it's all right. Whoa, it's all right. And now listen to the beat.
Welcome back to the Annie Fry Show. We're glad to be here with you this Friday afternoon. Very snowy in St. Louis. Please be careful, of course, if you are out on the roads. From all reports that we're getting anecdotally, they are not good. So if you can stay at home or delay travel, please do that. Fox News breaking report right now. Former President Donald Trump was barred from operating his business in New York for 3 years and was found liable for more than $350 million in damages in the civil fraud case brought against him, his family, and the Trump Organization by New York Attorney General Letitia James. New York Judge Arthur Engoron handed down his ruling Friday after a months-long trial beginning in October and stemming from James's lawsuit alleging the former president inflated his assets and committed fraud. Engoron fined Trump $364 million. Engoron also barred Donald Trump Jr. and Eric Trump from serving as an officer or director of any New York corporation or legal entity in New York for 2 years. New York Attorney General Letitia James brought the lawsuit accusing Trump and the Trump Organization of fraudulent business practices. The court proceedings were contentious, with Engoron repeatedly placing Trump under a partial gag order to prevent him from criticizing court staff. James had sought $370 million plus 9% interest and penalties from Trump. Any awards funded would go to the New York State Treasury, unless directed elsewhere by the state comptroller. Trump dismissed the trial as a, quote, you guessed it, witch hunt. Throughout the process, accusing both Engoron and James of serving as political operatives for Democrats. Trump's legal team also repeatedly blasted the lack of a jury in the trial. Fox News reports that a Trump spokesperson told Fox News Digital last month there was never an option to choose a jury trial. It is unfortunate that a jury won't be able to hear how absurd the merits of this case are and conclude no wrongdoing ever happened. So that ruling has come down. He has been fined $364 million with a 2 years? Don Jr. and Eric Trump serving, they can't serve for 2 years and the business is there for 3 years. Can't they just move their business? I mean, you can't just move your businesses out of New York, but
there's so much stupidity in this. It's amazing. From having done real estate myself, I can tell you that if Trump goes and says, okay, this business
when you say having done real estate myself, can you go get that jacket back real quick?
No, I cannot do that. I'm not going to.
I need you to say that
I'm
without
not going to look
on.
like some big joke. I don't do that. But from doing this, what the state is saying is that he would have had to gone to a bank and said, this property is worth $1 million. And the bank just goes, okay. Like, they don't look into it at all. Like, the bank just goes, well, whatever you say, that must be what it's worth, which literally cannot happen. And so nobody got frauded because the bank isn't even complaining that could have happened.
Well, we'll see what happens next. I don't know if there are appeals that can be done in that, but the Mark Reardon Show will be on it, and we will on 97.1, of course, throughout the course of the continuous developments. Man, it's like they're really scared of Donald Trump, aren't they?
It's almost as if they're afraid of him running for president.
Mm-hmm.
These cases aren't really on the merits. It's almost as if this is political.
$364 million in this fraud case. $383 million in the E. Jean Carroll?
Also, just move your company name. Like, just change your company name. Like, have Ivanka on it. Like, that's all he's going to do. Anyway, sorry.
It's outrageous. I want to make sure that since that news that just came out that we brought it to you. That was a Fox News report. I hope that wasn't the next question in X's and O's.
Next question is about the fraud trial in New York concerning Donald Trump and how it might end.
I think it's McKinley's turn, correct?
Yes, it is.
All right, we got McKinley and Colin in here playing. Colin for the first time. McKinley has been here before. And McKinley, your turn. Ryan, take it over.
All right, McKinley, you have the board before you there. You have a diagonal X in number 1, number 5, and then Colin blocked you in square number 9. So back to you.
I'm going to do number 6.
Number 6, okay. And who is answering the question for you?
I'll go Annie.
All right.
Annie, you have our second audio whoopee. Whoopee. Kilmeade did an interview on Fox this week where he asked a very pointed VP question.
First a Democrat, now an independent. Would you ever consider joining Trump on the ticket?
I would. I'd be open to that conversation.
Question, who dat?
Tulsi Gabbard.
Tulsi Gabbard.
She did not hesitate. I'm going to agree.
That is correct.
Her voice is very distinct.
That
She
is
got a good
correct.
voice.
That is correct. I thought if I kept it short enough, it'd be kind of tough, but obviously Annie said, no, that was not difficult. I know exactly what that was.
Ask me something about hair metal or something. Is metal hair? Can you have hair metal?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That question alone, how
Is
I phrased
metal
it.
hair?
Hair metal.
No.
You mean
Metal's
like hair
metal.
bands?
I don't know. That's the point. I don't know.
Okay. Never mind.
This question goes back to Colin. Is metal hair?
Yeah. Does metal have hair? If it does, what is the condition?
Conditioner is better. Colin?
Shampoo.
Is that a true question?
It's up to you. You want to answer it or not? And who's your expert?
Is metal hair?
No, that's not a real question.
All right.
Which square do you want to go with?
I got to go for the block here. Number 4.
For the block.
Number 4 for the block. Okay, who's your expert?
I'll use Brad this time.
All right. Brad, you have stumbled into AI. So this, Colin, since you've never been in the studio for this before, this is a real clip from the week, but I've run it through AI software. So it's a real quote, but it's not going to sound like the person saying it. Brad, you got to tell me who said this.
You need to know that I'm going to beat President Trump. But you should ask him if it will be difficult for him to support me.
Oh.
That's the clip.
That's the clip. Beat President Trump.
You want to hear it again?
Nope. But support me after I beat him. So that leads me to believe that it's Nikki Haley.
Okay, deductive.
Sounds just like her.
Colin?
Oh,
you agree
absolutely. Yeah,
that is Nikki Haley?
Yes.
Here is who really said it.
You need to know that I am going to beat President Trump, but you should ask him if it'll be difficult for him to support me.
That is also delusional. That is Nikki Haley and also delusional. All right, Colin with the block.
There's a scooter sitting outside in the park right now that I am dying for Ryan Wiggins to ride.
You're really looking out that window.
I've been
a lot.
talking about it for 2 hours.
Like him out there on this. It's one of those electric ones.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's like in the thrift shop music
But see how what kind of balance he has.
What?
I hear those.
They're not great. I fractured my hip on one.
Oh. Yeah, let's
Wow.
definitely put Ryan out there
Yeah.
on the sidewalk.
And
He's
that
all
was
slick.
without snow.
Do you know how old Ryan's hips are?
Yeah. He won't break it. It'll powder.
I'll tell you one thing, they don't lie.
I didn't know where you're going to go.
My hips don't lie.
No. Not like,
come and feel your boy. McKinley, hi there.
Hi. Hello.
How you doing?
Pretty good. Pretty
Okay.
good. Let's see. I'm gonna go number 7.
It's the bottom left.
Number 7. Okay, who's answering the question for you?
I'll go Leah.
All right, Leah, you guys are hitting all my sound. Here you go. This is another clip that is a real quote from the week run through AI, so it won't sound like the person. Tell me who said this.
Take a look at the legal documents of the legal scholars writing about this. They say there's no crime. This is no crime. But outside, right outside that courthouse, This courthouse, people are being murdered.
Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg.
Play it again.
Okay, here it is one more time.
Take a look at the legal documents of the legal scholars writing about this. They say there's no crime. This is no crime. But outside, right outside that courthouse, this courthouse, people are being murdered.
Okay. Sticking with Snoop.
Yeah, because I don't know.
Okay.
I'm going to disagree.
Yeah.
Phew, okay. All right, well, let's see if this was actually Snoop. Here's
Quick
the real
Rick
clip.
says Donald Trump.
Here it is.
Take a look at the legal documents and the legal scholars writing about this. They say there's no crime. This is no crime. But outside, right outside that courthouse, this courthouse, people are being murdered.
I know we're like making this part of a game, but he's correct.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
That
He's making a good point.
The focus of the justice system in these places where he's being tried have literal violent crime rampant all around the area, and all they have time to do is prosecute Trump, crap on the police, uphold illegal immigrants, take funds away and schools away from tax-paying families who want their kids to be educated. But no, let's get Trump. So he is right.
Yeah, we found that you frauded a bank that didn't say you frauded him.
Yeah. And
I'm going to prosecute you on that.
Snoop says he's not upset with Donald Trump.
That's right.
Eh?
Although that wasn't really Snoop. That was Donald Trump. All right. McKinley.
Sound like him to me.
We got a game here. Guys.
Mm-hmm.
We got something happening.
McKinley constantly threatening. That first square.
Always.
Yeah.
That's the state I always live in.
Constantly threatening.
Yes.
Constantly threatening.
I don't remember that when I'm walking around the office. I'm going to have to take my escort along with me.
Yes.
What?
That's
Yeah,
why I'm
wait.
That's why I'm sitting so close to the front. My desk is
Wait,
like right next to Colin.
Escort meaning Colin.
Yeah. Brad, do you come here at night a lot?
All the time.
Colin, let's just move on.
All right, please. Number 3.
I'm not going to drag you into that like Brad tried to. All right, what'd you say, number 3?
Number 3.
Okay, number 3.
And
Who
I'll
is
go with
answering?
Leah again.
All right, Leah, here we go. This is just for you.
Oh, boy.
The Swift effect.
Oh, no.
In full force. This year's Super Bowl. This is a tough one, though. In this year's Super Bowl, it is now in the Hall of Fame for TV viewership numbers. Rank these 3 famous TV events in order of their viewership, as in highest to lowest.
Okay.
2024 Super Bowl, which just happened, the MASH season finale, and the Seinfeld season finale.
Good. I've only seen 1 out of 3.
Okay?
But I'm going to go.
You didn't watch the MASH season finale?
It was a real banger.
My parents did, I'm sure. No.
It was real banger. It was bangers and MASH. Ding, 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 ding,
Stop
ding, ding,
ringing
ding,
the bell.
ding, ding, ding.
Stop ringing the bell. Go get on that scooter.
I guess I'm going to go Super Bowl, MASH, Seinfeld.
Super Bowl, MASH, Seinfeld, in that order. Okay.
Sounds like Donald Trump taking one of those tests.
I'm going to go Super Bowl, MASH, Seinfeld.
Rabbit, tree.
Yeah. Trust me.
That's a beautiful answer.
Yeah,
Beautiful
exactly.
answer.
Man, that's a tough one.
It is.
Okay.
All right. Leah, I got to go with you again. So, yeah, I'm going to.
It's a tough one.
I
It's a tough one, and Colin got it.
Oh, my
confidence.
goodness. No,
You
Leah
guys-
got it.
Leah got it. Colin got it. You all got it. Good job. Good job.
So 3? Do you have the numbers?
Yeah, by the way, the 2024 Super Bowl, the most watched television event in the history
think
of
I heard
television in this country at 202 million people. The MASH season finale. Now, this isn't the only event, so there are other ones in there. I just chose these 3. The MASH season finale, 105 million, so about half almost. And then the Seinfeld season finale was only 76 million.
Only.
Yeah, only
Only.
76 million.
Where's the Annie Fry Show YouTube broadcast rank in there?
It was on there, but it was a little lower.
500 views a day.
Yeah, Monday's show was up there for us, but it didn't hit Seinfeld numbers, just so you know.
All right, that was Leah's 3rd answer.
Okay,
so
she's off
on
the board.
Say something about peanuts.
Who are these peanuts? Whose turn is it?
It's my turn. My turn. I'm gonna go number 2.
Number 2, you got Brad or Annie?
I'll do Annie.
Annie, Dolly Parton is defending an artist who showed up at the Grand Ole Opry completely hammered and forgot the lyrics to one of Dolly's songs. Parton said, though, quote, she's a great girl, and she's been going through a lot of hard things lately. Who is the artist?
So an artist showed up where?
At the Grand Ole Opry.
Smashed. And screwed up her song.
Forgot the lyrics to her song, to Dolly's song.
I don't know the answer to this, but I'm going to take an educated guess and say Miley Cyrus.
Okay, Miley Cyrus.
I'm going to disagree.
I know Miley Cyrus sings Jolene, and she does a very good rendition of it. And
Okay.
she also
It's been
may
going
have
through
had
some
a drink.
things.
I don't know.
You disagree.
I disagree.
Do you think you know who it is?
I know who it is.
I know
feel
who it
like,
is.
well, Miley and Dolly have known each other forever, so I feel like she wouldn't get it wrong.
Okay.
Hey, if I answer this, do I get 2 squares up there?
Oh, I like the way your mind works, but McKinley is correct.
Who is
so-
it?
El King.
Oh, really?
That's why I brought it
she
in.
sings
Yes.
the intro to the show.
Yep.
X's and O's.
Yep, that's why.
And she does sing a lot of songs about drinking.
Okay, we're in that situation where it is all going to come down to the last square. We love this. This is the way it goes. Actually,
There's 5 X's.
there's 5 X's, 3
But it could be
O's.
5 to
3
4.
O's.
So, yeah, you could make it close. I think actually at that point, McKinley has basically locked the game up. But Colin, you got one square left here. It's number 8, and I'm assuming Brad is the last. Okay. So here we go. Brad, the Phoenix Open is held every year in Arizona, and it's the wildest tournament in golf.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, it got so crazy this year that they had to suspend alcohol sales, and the organizers vowed to change the way it's all handled in the future.
This isn't the waste management thing, is it?
The question is,
shoot.
Zach Johnson made news for getting into a heated exchange with an unruly fan. Who is the annual sponsor of the tournament?
Waste management?
I'm going to go with Annie and Brad on that one.
Good choice. Great job. The winner of the game is McKinley. The loser of the game is actually Annie.
Yeah, the loser is Annie.
Does that last one go to Colin, though?
It
He
does.
does.
It
Okay.
does.
Well, I did it for Colin, though.
Yeah, good job.
Man, dang
thanks,
it.
guys.
I've only been seeing all of these things on Twitter from the Waste Management Open, and it's just drunk people everywhere.
Yes.
And I
It's
didn't
crazy.
I didn't know if it was legit.
It's
a legit
it's real.
thing.
It's a real tournament, and it is intended to be basically the Happy Gilmore tournament. But it has gotten so out of hand that they're like, okay, I guess we got to put some parameters up on this thing because it is getting nuts.
I saw one video of a guy. There's like a gallery of people that were watching the play as you would at a golf tournament, and in the back there's this guy, and he's so smashed. He's at like an inverted 45-degree angle.
Yeah.
And his buddy is just back there with his hand on his back, like trying to hold him up. And the guy is bigger than the guy who's supporting him. I'm like, this isn't going to end well. Just lay him down.
Yeah, that's just one of many.
Yeah.
I've seen that video. That's
God,
one of many.
I'm sorry I screwed that up.
Well, I mean, the
Did you know
show
the
has been
answer?
ruined.
Shut.
So
You didn't know that? Oh, worse.
Oh,
Did you know
really?
that, Colin?
I did. Actually, I just heard of somebody going, I can't think of who it was. They said they were going to that, and it just clicked.
Okay.
You started
Well,
with that question. I'm like, oh, man,
Yeah.
I'm done. And then you
Yeah, it's
golf.
like-
yeah.
it's like the Burning Man of golf tournaments.
At least it wasn't like consequential on the actual.
It did not affect the outcome.
No.
Almost good as dollar draft beer night.
Yeah.
Yes. McKinley,
Almost.
great job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Like I
Congratulations.
say, I never lose.
You're
I don't know
both.
what losing is.
You do say that.
Yeah.
I'm never playing her again.
You're both welcome back. Thank you for being here. Please drive safely when you are headed home, and everybody else who is having to travel in this. Be careful. We'll wrap up the show here when we come back. Get your vote in for the Andy Fry YouTube live chat poll. Is Putin a bad guy? Strong feelings in the studio about that. We'll answer from our perspective and read some of your responses when we come back.
Have a good time, 'cause it's all right. Whoa, it's
This
all
is the
right.
Annie Fry Show.
Clap your hands.
Find the podcast, on-demand audio, and more at 971talk.com/Annie.
And you got so everybody knows that it's all right. Whoa,
Well, February, of course, is the month for love. And when is the last time you gave your carpet the love and attention it deserved? Have you gotten down on your hands and knees and adored how clean and refreshed it was? You probably haven't done that. I do not recommend that. Do this instead, because your carpet is likely one of the biggest investments in your home. It's also the biggest air filter in your home. Let's clean it professionally with the help of my friends at Zero Res. And lucky for you, Zero Res is going to spread the love to you and your home with their Love Their Rug special during the month of February. February. Take advantage. Call 314-474-2020. Go online, ZeroResSTL.com. Take advantage of a great offer. 3 rooms, professionally cleaned, zero-resified, as we like to say, starting at $119 plus a free hallway thrown in during the month of February. Let's not forget about the air ducts. During the month of February, take $50 off your air duct cleaning package when you mention my name or 97.1 FM Talk. It's super easy to make the appointment. Call ZeroRes. They have tech all over the St. Louis region. 314-474-2020. Online, ZeroResSTL.com. Mention my name, Mark Reardon, or 97.1 FM Talk. Get the February deal. You spell it backward or forward, it spells the same.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Jackson Hewitt has a plan to get your tax refund fast with a buck here, buck there. Here a buck, there a buck, everywhere a buck.
You don't have to wait weeks for your tax refund. Get money sooner with a no-fee refund advance loan at Jackson Hewitt.
On this loan, there's a money today guarantee. E-I-E-I-DO.
Don't settle for chicken feed. Get fast bucks at Jackson Hewitt today. No-fee refund advance loans by Republic Bank offered to eligible clients. Money today guarantee if approved for a loan on a prepaid card. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-652-5241 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-652-5241. That's 800-652-5241. What do you have to lose? Call 800-652-5241. Again, 800-652-5241.
This weekend, February 16th, 17th, and 18th, it's the semi-annual Missouri Arms Collectors Gun Show at the Arnold Eagles Hall in Arnold, Missouri. Browse tables of firearms, ammo, knives, books, and military items. Buy, sell, or trade. Admission's only $9, kids under 12 free with a paid adult, and parking is free. Don't miss the semi-annual Missouri Arms Collectors Gun Show this weekend at the Arnold Eagles on 1725 Jeffco Boulevard. For complete information, visit MissouriArms.com. The Missouri Arms Collectors Association is a not-for-profit NRA affiliate.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at LanceDruryLaw.com or call us toll-free at 888-367-6512.
YouTube poll today is about Vlad Putin. Is Putin a bad guy? Yes or no? It's the Annie Fry YouTube live chat poll. We will discuss it shortly. Hey, by the way, if you're just tuning in right now, get the podcast today, because a surprise guest showed up in the middle of the 1 o'clock hour by the name of Matt Gates. You probably want to hear that if you're an Annie Fry Show fan. It is 2:47.
Or right before that.
Right before that, we were talking about a guy named Big D who is suing to get his testicles back out of his friend's freezer. So, good 1 o'clock hour. We kind of hit it all. 2:47. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
Hey, it's Mark Reardon. Unfortunately, the fish fry got canceled in Chesterfield, so we're in the studio for the roundtable. We're making adjustments this afternoon. It all gets started right after 3. Don't drive. Do not do it.
I got rice cooking in the microwave. Got a 3-day beard I don't plan to shave. And it's a goofy thing, but I just gotta say, hey, I'm a-doing all right. Yeah, I think I'll make me some homemade soup. I'm feeling pretty good, and that's the truth. It's neither drink nor drug induced. No, I'm just doing all right.
This is the Annie Fry Show. Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Fry Show.
There's some hard times in the neighborhood, but why can't every day be just this good? to every seed I'd sown. Give it my best and then I left it alone. I hope they're doing all right. Now I look in the mirror and what do I see? A lone wolf there staring back at me.
In Tucson, Arizona now, a familiar name from a scandal years ago is back in the spotlight. Rachel Dolezal. You may remember she lost her job with the NAACP for pretending to be black. We now know she's been living in Arizona under a different name, and she's out of a job again. This time with the Tucson School District for having her OnlyFans account linked to her public social media page.
She's a teacher?
Ooh, that's not
She
where
worked
I
at a
saw
school.
that.
She worked at a school?
Yeah.
What is that? Why is it difficult to separate sex work from education or educators or places where children are prominent? Why is it not obvious to say that those circles and those Venn diagrams don't touch?
Now that you said Venn diagram, now I can visualize what you were trying to say.
I needed to bring it.
And I understand.
Yeah.
And I think it's a good point, Annie.
I also want to know why Rachel Dolezal in that report, didn't you say pretended to be black?
Mm-hmm.
What if she identified that way?
Oh, I don't know that you're allowed to identify as that.
Says who?
They.
Who are they? How do you know they're a they? Maybe they're a she or a Z or other things.
I don't think you understand, Annie.
No, I definitely don't understand.
The rules are you can pretend to be anything except a different race. You can literally pretend to be anything you want.
No. That's not specific enough.
Sorry. You can become anything else.
No.
Oh, not pretend.
You can pretend to be a different race. You just can't pretend to be a race that is oppressed if you come from a race that is not oppressed.
Oh, okay. So, okay.
You're saying if you could pass as white, you could be white?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but can you declare that you're white? You probably can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, that's right. That's what they say, Annie.
But nobody wants to do that because that's not advantageous.
I haven't had the time quite yet to really dive deep into this, but I really want to because the amount of ist things that Fani Willis said yesterday, when she kept saying, she said that her relationship with Nathan Wade was over in the summer, according to Nathan Wade, because that's, I think, when they stopped sleeping together. And that's when men would say the relationship was over. She said, he's a man. So he would have said it was over in the summer. But we had a tough conversation in like September or October. That's when, as a woman, she would say it over. What the hell is a woman? Like, these are so obvious. This is so obvious to everybody. When she says, she didn't spell that out. She didn't go in and say, the last time that we did this was this time, and that's when he would say, well, the relationship was over because that's the last time we consummated that relationship. But we had a hard talk, an emotional talk, a talk that involved sensitivities in the fall, and that's when I, in her words, as a woman, the relationship ended then. She didn't spell that out. Everybody knows what she's talking about. Why is that? Because it's obvious.
Mm-hmm.
She also, so there's something that in the leftist political realm, which she is really only serving right now, she's blowing that talking point out of the water. And then go back and listen to how she talks about her 79-year-old father and how he's so old and needs help and is scared because of COVID and that she was afraid to leave him alone. And she comments about how he's getting a little older. And she's like, you know how older people are? Yes, in fact, we do.
Yeah, there were a lot of assumptions that she was making about people that on the left you're not supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird because when I heard them, I was thinking, well, I actually fully understand the point you're trying to make. It's just that you're not allowed to use that language because you're on the left.
Or maybe you're not allowed to use that language because you're on the right.
I think you have hit the nail on the head. The other thing, I told Brad this off air yesterday after we listened to that Fani Willis testimony for pretty much the whole 2 o'clock hour. If I were a social justice warrior and I really did see the world through the lens of race for everything, because there are people who do, I would think that you would be mad at somebody who used race to just defend themselves in a way that clearly they're just using it like as a talking point. Like Fonnie Willis, when she spoke at that church, especially, she said things that were basically, I am above criticism because I am a black woman. Doing that diminishes actual racism because then you're just saying, well, I cannot be criticized because of my race, which means that the merit of my life doesn't actually matter. But you made a good point, Brett. You said actually social justice warriors actually agree with that.
They agree with Fannie Willis, and they agree with it because they have redefined racism as a system of power, and it's about having power who doesn't have power. And what that ends up doing is if you are part of a group that the social justice warriors have identified as oppressed, you can't do any wrong because you are a victim of your circumstances and you are being oppressed. So they would look at Fannie Willis and go, well, actually, we agree with her.
Yeah. Because of your race, you actually can do no wrong.
Yeah.
Well, we have a YouTube live chat poll today. There's so many different issues and topics that are big stories right now that are being kind of passed from one to the other. Information is being brought up on all of these different stories. The Fonnie Willis story yesterday was exploding at this time yesterday, and we did carry a lot of that yesterday. And that's kind of one of those things where you have to make a game time decision. I'm glad we did what we did. Today, the news comes out that Donald Trump has been barred from operating his business for 3 years, and he has to pay, I think, $363 million in a New York civil fraud case. Don Jr. and Eric Trump are barred from doing business for 2 years in New York. So we'll see what they do next. I don't dive headfirst too much into this stuff because what ends up happening is there's an appeal and then that gets overturned and then all the Trump people are like, see, and then that gets appealed and then all the anti-Trump people are like, see, and I just can't keep up with it. So that's the state of affairs right now. And I don't think that really comes as a surprise to pretty much anybody, which is the problem.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about this much today, but the YouTube live chat poll for today is Putin a bad guy? And it's a simple yes or no question. Ryan?
Vladimir Putin is not a good guy. He is a bad guy.
Brad?
He is a bad guy.
Leah?
He's bad.
Yeah, he's a freaking bad guy. Like, who doesn't know how to answer this question? Well, we have over 200 votes, and 10% of you said, no, he's not a bad guy.
Really?
Yeah, 1/10. And I am skeptical as to which people would want to see no go a little bit higher on this poll on the Annie Fry Show. But lest ye have any questions, is Putin a bad guy? A lot of questions going out there right now. The Tucker interview has a lot of people scratching their head. A lot of people have thoughts on that. As far as the Annie Fry Show audience go, 90% of you say, yeah, he's a bad guy. Duh. Mark Reardon in studio. Fish Fry canceled, but the Roundtable and the Mark Reardon Show on 97.1 next.
This is an announcement to all United States vehicle owners who own a 2003 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire or no warranty coverage at all. With a struggling economy and the cost of living on the rise, Endurance is now offering an affordable, low-cost vehicle coverage plan to the general public. As of today, you could be one of millions of drivers that now may qualify to have your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. You pick your plan. You pick your deductible. You even pick the repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage is included. Get your vehicle protected now and save your wallet from costly vehicle repairs. A toll-free number has been established for you to call for your free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number to call is 800-291-1017. 800-291-1017. Again, that's 800-291-1017. Coverage, deductibles, and claims may vary. For details, go to endurancewarranty.com.
Outdoor Living Redefined, brought to you by Lakeside Renovation and Design. Your trusted partner in crafting stunning decks, inviting screened rooms, and elegant porch overhangs. Imagine enjoying a crisp morning coffee on your beautifully designed deck or hosting gatherings in a spacious screened room. Lakeside turns your vision into reality. Our skilled craftsmen use top-notch materials to create spaces that stand up to the elements and stand out in style. Elevate your lifestyle with Lakeside's outdoor living expertise. Visit our showroom or call Lakeside Renovation and Design today.
Our military service members volunteer to protect us in the most dangerous places around the world. They step up. And when they are severely ill or injured, returning to their families is only the beginning of their long road home. Wounded Warrior Project provides